Yo, good morning, everyone. Top of the morning to you, or good afternoon to you if you are in Europe. The auctions are back, baby. The auction season, the fall auction season is kicking off in full force, and a live auction coverage is back on the Watch Colony channel. So, we're going to be going through the Phillips Reloaded auction live from Geneva, Switzerland. It's the Reloaded auction, the rebirth of mechanical watchmaking, 1980 to 1999. We have, I believe, 65 lots in this auction. We have auctions every day. I don't know if we're going to be covering the auctions every day, but we have auctions every day between now and next Wednesday, believe it or not. So we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to do live coverage. Very little commentary from me. The commentary is in the chat. You guys know the rules. If you're commenting about a specific lot, please type the lot number in your comment. Otherwise, we will have zero idea what you're talking about. The link to the auction is in the chat. Just go to phillips.com. That's phillips.com. Look for the auction called Reloaded, the Rebirth of Mechanical Watchmaking. Browse the lots. Let us know if you're interested in anything. And we will follow along with you. But please include the lot number in your comment. I also dropped a direct link to the auction in the chat. It's been a while since I covered one of these. I don't know if I'm doing it correctly. I don't know if you can hear me. I don't know if the auction's going to be nice and clear. I don't know if the audio is going to work. I don't know anything. I don't know anything. All I know is it's time to get back to live auction coverage. Let's do it. So the live feed from Switzerland should fire up any minute, and when it does, I'll ask you guys to make sure that the audio is good and everything's good. Hey, what's up?
Oh,
Eddie.
hello. How's my audio?
Your audio is fantastic. I think this is damn near a pristine broadcast quality live stream, I would say at this point.
I think right now it's pretty perfect. All we need is if someone else joins, it's going to be absolutely.
Yeah, so anyone wants to join the panel? People who have keys. Here's what I'll do. Here's what I'll do. I won't pin this link, but I will drop it in the chat if you want to provide live auction commentary along with me and Eddie. We're broadcasting live on the Watch Colony channel as well as the original OC channel. Make sure you're subscribed to both. How goes it this morning?
It goes well. It goes well. A little bit jet lagged, but we persevere. Woke up early to look at this auction exclusively with the Watch Colony channel and the original OC channel.
Issues.
Sorry?
OC Wi-Fi issues, so bear with me. And I'm just going to mute that. I'm going to mute it for copyright issues. So I just don't want to get that music will probably get flagged by the copyright owner. So I'll just mute that for a minute. But looks like we're working. Did you hear? You heard that little bit of it, right?
Yeah, I didn't realize that was playing for mine. Also, I was like, I heard it playing twice. I was like, shit.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Hold on a second. I just got to do some administrative things here. Drop the link in the group. Boom. There we go. And
OC, can you remind me if I'm wrong? Is Ebel the brand that the CEO of the Chapek brand used to work at? It's like a...
I'm not sure, but I'll tell you one thing about Ebel. Diego is a big fan of Miami Vice. Like he's always posting pictures of Sonny Crockett from Miami Vice, and I believe he used to wear an Ebel. And there's a beautiful example that's coming up in one of the auctions. And I'm not sure if it's this auction, but I was browsing all the auctions coming up in the next few days, and there's an incredible gold Ebel available. I think the estimate is like $5,000. So
some of them do look pretty cheap.
they're cheap, yeah, meaning inexpensive, but they're good looking watches.
You know, and some of these are Diego-sized watches. Looking at lot number 2, a 38mm chronograph.
Oh, that's the one. That's the one. That's the one that I noticed. That one looks just like the one Sonny Crockett used to wear in Miami Vice. Guys, I don't know if I'm being accurate, but you guys can fact check me on that. But that is an incredible lot 2. Absolutely gorgeous. Let's see if the audio is working here.
And displayed in this sale room. The purchase price payable is the hammer price, plus the buyer's premium and any applicable taxes. The auctioneer may open the bidding on any lot on behalf of the seller and may continue bidding for the seller by placing consecutive bids.
Yep, so it's working. Audio is working. And yeah, we're live from the Phillips auction house in Geneva. This is the Reloaded auction, the rebirth of mechanical watchmaking. This is the first in a series of auctions. We have auctions coming up today. We have a Phillips auction tomorrow. We have Sotheby's. We have Christie's. We have auctions as far as the eye can see. We have the famed Oral Box presiding over the podium for this afternoon's auction. By afternoon, I mean it's 2 p.m. in the afternoon in Phillips, in Geneva at the Phillips auction. Everybody in the watch industry is in Geneva this week, and the rest of us are watching. So let's see how it goes. Let's listen in on Oral Box here live from Geneva.
Please be seated. The Geneva Fire Department asked us for security reasons that we sit, so that at all times we have a very easy in and out of this room. I would like to then extend a warm welcome to our online bidders. Once again, we have a substantial 4-digit number of online bidders around the world, some of whom gather in clubs and sit in front of a movie theater screen, notably our good friends in Hong Kong at the Petta Building. I also know there's a large gathering in Singapore, in Dubai. A warm welcome to you all. Before we start, I'd like to say a few words about Reloaded. I can see here we have all different type of generations. We see baby boomers, we see Gen Z, we see millennials, and much younger than that. But Alex and I, who are Gen X, have started loving watches in the 1980s. And the 1980s were a time when suddenly brands started to experiment with new materials, ceramic, titanium, to mention 2, but also new mechanisms. The world's first self-winding tourbillon, the first self-winding perpetual counting chronograph, the first self-winding minute repeater. And it was also I can see some, yes, sir, I mean you, our good friend, Mr. Anderson, who gave birth to the academy that gave a home to back then young watchmakers, who today are maybe a little less young, but we have Mr. Jean here, for example, and they paved the way to a second, a third, a fourth generation of extraordinary independent watchmakers who took watchmaking to another level and were able to do what larger groups could not do because it was simply not viable. There are watches for as little as 3,000 francs offered today, but also some that I hope will go into the millions. May I please ask you that whether a price is unexpectedly low or unexpectedly high, that you stay seated and do not do what you do at the bus station or at the train station, in and out of respect to your fellow collectors and fellow bidders. Most importantly, have as much fun as we had when discovering the 80s and the 90s and live this brilliant period all the way with music, with fashion, with design, and of course, watches. Before we go to lot number one, ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy a short video. And if I get the green light from my team, I think it's time for lot number one. Lot number one is an IWC, and IWC has played a pivotal role in the rebirth of mechanical watchmaking. And I think we should all pay tribute to the late Günther Blümlein, who was at the helm of so many innovations, so many new complications, not just with IWC, but also with Jaeger-LeCoultre and the rebirth of Lang & Söhne. He's been one of the architects of this period. And here we have an IWC Portofino that, confirmed by the ledger of IWC, was purchased by Mr. Blümlein himself. So without further ado, the Blümlein Portofino, ladies and gentlemen, I start the bidding at 5,000 francs. I have 5,000 francs to start me with an advance bid in Taiwan, ladies and gentlemen. Who will give me more than 5,000? I have 5,000, and now it's time to make use of your good pedals. I have 5,000. 5,500, thank you very much. 6,000, Taiwan. 6,500, Arthur. 7,000, Taiwan. 7,500, 8,000, Taiwan. It's ahead of you. It's ahead of you in the room at 8,000 francs. Any advance at 8,000 francs now? At 8,000. At 8,000. It's my Taiwanese bidder against you in the room at 8,000. I have China 8,500. Ahead of you, Arthur. 8,500, 9,000. Still Arthur on the telephone. 9,000, I'm bid now. 9,000. 9,000. 9,500. Ahead of you, sir. 10,000. Thank you very much indeed. 10,000 it is. I have 11,000. 12,000. Still with Arthur at 12,000. Any advance? China. What happened to your advance bid? To your online bid, I beg your pardon. And Taiwan. The one and only Blümlein Portofino, ladies and gentlemen, from 1991. It's now with Arthur's telephone at 12,000. Do I hear more? At 12,000 francs. Ladies and gentlemen, it's on the phone with Arthur, far right. It's ahead of you in the room. Any advance at 12,000. I'm selling the IWC to Arthur's phone, far right seated at 12,000, going once, fair warning, going twice at 12,000 francs. All done in the room. Sold to Arthur, 12,2058. Thank you and congratulations to the new owner. Number two, what would the 80s be without a bell? A brand
This is a
that
gorgeous
was
watch.
absolutely the dernier cri, as we say, simply because it was before you would wear self-winding Daytonas. It was before you would have other highly fashionable brands today. And this is the one with the earliest generation wave bracelet, ladies and gentlemen, from circa 1986. As worn, the same model by Don Johnson in Miami Vice. So you definitely make
I knew
a
it.
big entrance if you wear this. We have Avec vous maître 5000, 5,000 I'm bid here, 5,000 is here to my left with Ducier, 5,000. I have 5,500 in the United Kingdom, 5,005, 5,500. It's in the UK at 5,500 now, 5,500 is here. And advance, 6,000 for Young. Telephone, 65 UK. The UK has it at 6,500 francs. 6,500. That is Isabella at 7,000. Hong Kong, Isabella was faster. UK 7,500. 7,500 I'm bid. 8,000 Isabella. Ahead of you, Hong Kong. 8,500 UK. 9 is next. Is it China? Is it Hong Kong? It's Isabella at 9. Hong Kong, you're always a split second behind Isabella.
There's so
9
many
is now bid.
videos and pictures of
9,000
Don
I'm
Johnson as Sonny Crockett in Miami Vice wearing
China,
this
Hong
model
Kong.
watch
UK comes back at
on
9,500.
TV. It's absolutely iconic.
Good to have you, UK. And 10,000. 10 ahead of the advanced and online bids. 10 I'm bid. 10,000. Against you in the room, 10,000. It's with Isabella. 11,000 Portugal, brand new online bidder. 11,000 I'm bid. It's a lovely example. 11 Portugal. Isabella, Hong Kong, China. Who is my next bidder?
Technical difficulties, guys. Bear with us. This is bandwidth issues, guys. It's not you. It's sorry about that. It's just the bandwidth of the auction coming in.
Going twice. Isabella, 13,500. Sold to Isabella, 2038. Thank you very much indeed. At 13,500. Many thanks to all the bidders.
Sorry
Number
about that.
3, the so good looking, very early champagne dialed 3940 from 1986. The series was introduced with 770000. This is the 119th, 120th, I suppose, example. We sold in Hong Kong one with the preceding serial number with the same champagne dial. So there clearly was a wonderful batch of those. Fully confirmed by the extract that it has the champagne dial. Interest starts me at 40,000 with a commission bid, ladies and gentlemen, for the champagne dial 3940 from 1986. I have 42,000 in Singapore and 45,000 in Hong Kong. Ahead of you, 48 is Singapore and 50 is Hong Kong. 50,000 on bid, 55 Singapore, 60,000 Hong Kong. I have 6,000 bid. Who will give me 65? 60 is Hong Kong. Singapore, 65,000. Thank you very much for your bidding. 65,000. Ahead of you in the room, 65 I'm bid. Telephones, 70,000 New York. Ahead of Singapore this time, 70,000. 75 Singapore. Singapore has it at 75,000. Any advance? New York, 75,000. Telephones. Anyone joining us? It's now the right moment to raise your paddle. Chris, are you on this list slot? No, 75,000 Singapore. Any advance from the gentleman in the room? 75,000 unbid. And if nobody else is bidding, I will have the pleasure of selling it to Singapore at 75,000. At 75,000. It can still be yours at 75,000. Online telephones at 75,000. I take the gavel in my hand. 75,000. A bid for you, sir, maybe? Thank you very much. 75,000 Singapore, you have it. It's going once at 75,000, going twice at 75,000. Sold to Singapore at 75,000 to paddle number 7770. Congratulations. Number 4, the Blancpain. How can we celebrate the 80s and 90s without Blancpain? And at this point, I'm giving a huge shout out to Mr. Jean-Claude Biver, who came out of nowhere, well, not quite, and said there will never be, we never made one since 7013-5, and there will never be one in quartz. And this is, in fact, a perpetual calendar minute repeat to a self-binding movement by Blancpain that was launched quite in the same year as Patek Philippe came with the 3974. Ladies and gentlemen, starting already at 12, 13, 14, 15, 16,000. At 16,000, it's an advance bid. At 16,000, I have 17 from the gentleman in the room, and I have 18,000 with an advance bid. 18 unbid, sir. 19 for the gentleman in the room. 20,000 still my advance bid in Hong Kong. Ahead of you, sir, seated. I have 20,000. 20,000 ahead of you seated. Ahead of you on the telephones, I have 20 in the room. Now it's Washington at 22,000. Ahead of you, sir, and against you on the phones. 22,000 is an online bid. Where will be my next bidder? Young Chris, sir, in the room. At 22,000, Washington has it. 22,000. Are you on this lot, Chris? Then I think it's the right moment to express your intentions. 24,000, excellent intentions. Chris has it, but Washington is very swift. Thank you for your swift bidding. 26,000 unbid. It's in the US, ahead of you, Chris, in the room here. 28,000, back to the phone bank. 30,000 Washington. Good move, Washington. Calculating. Why not? 32,000. Brand new online bidder in Miami. Ahead of Washington, ahead of Chris. Washington, are you coming in first or Chris? 32 unbid in Florida. Looking at you, Chris, fair warning. Washington, fair warning to you as well. Perpetual calendar minute repeating Blancpain with the wonderful typical gold bracelet. The gavel is up. I'm selling to Florida this time. Not in Washington, not with Chris. Going once, fair warning online. Going twice, fair warning to you, Chris. 34,000 Washington, fair enough. I'll accept your bid with great pleasure. So now we have the increments of 2,000. So if Florida or Chris would like to come back, we can do 36 for you. 34 we are currently. Miami, Chris, 34 unbid in Washington. Going once. 34, going twice. Are you done, Chris? Thank you very much. Miami, last chance. 34,000 sold. Thank you for your bidding. Washington, you are 7207. Which brings me swiftly to the first Breguet in today's auction. Again, what was Breguet in the 80s? It was the non-plus-ultra driven by the very Daniel Roth, who studied the DNA of Breguet to the fullest extent and brought this lovely two-tone case in platinum and pink gold with the guilloche dial and the tourbillon, the one invention of Mr. Breguet. And we have interest already at 16, 17, 18, 19, 20,000 on the screen. In Singapore, 20,000 unbid. 20,000 is already offered. Who would like to give me a higher bid? 22,000 China, 24,000 Singapore. I have 24,000 in Singapore, ladies and gentlemen. Ahead of you, China. It's an advance bid in Singapore. Ahead of the telephones and ahead of in the room. 24 unbid. 24,000. Any advance? 4,000. I have 26 by the gentleman on the aisle ahead of you, sir, but now 28 and the third row. and 30 back on the aisle, and 32 seated in the third row. 32 is seated front. Would you give me 35? 35 for the gentleman on the aisle. 38 nearer to me. Thank you, sir. 38,000 ahead of you, Singapore, ahead of you, China. 38,000 is seated in the center of the room, nearer to me in the third row, 38,000. Any more than 38, Natalie, Athena? Anyone on the phone? Cindy, I'm selling in the room at 38,000. The gavel is up at 38,000. At 38,000, going once. 38,000, going twice. Singapore, are you all done? 38,000. Congratulations, sir. Yours it is to paddle 89. Number 6 is our next slot, Audemars Piguet. We should also give a huge shout out to Audemars Piguet. They were amongst the key architects of bringing back unbelievable complications. This is a John Schaeffer in platinum, ladies and gentlemen, the minute repeater, paying tribute to the original cushion-shaped minute repeater from the 20s that was made for Mr. John Schaeffer. And this is one of only 10 pieces with the very, very iconic star wheel time indication. Extremely rare watch with 2 magnificent complications. We start with interest already at 22, 24, 26, 28, and 30,000 already with an advance bid. I have 30, 50,000, Nathalie Montbaron. I like that opening bid. Italy, I'm sorry, at 32,000, but Athena at 55,000, not intimidated by your statement. 55,000, oui, un enchérisseur, au fond de la salle à 60,000, 60,000 far left. 60,000 for the John Schaeffer far left, ahead of you ladies on the phone. And now I have 65,000 from Athena au téléphone, 65,000, 65,000. Ahead of Nathalie and ahead of you online, 65,000. Avec Athena at 65,000. Young, Chris, are you on the slot? Chris is out. Young is thinking. 70,000, Nathalie Montbaron. Ahead of you, Young. Ahead of you, sir, in the room. 70 is with Nathalie, 70,000. 70,000. 70,000 for Nathalie. 75,000, brand new telephone with our specialist from Singapore, Yong Ho. 75,000. It's against the 2 of you ladies. Strong start from both of you, but Young comes elegantly and takes the lead. Yours it is, Young. Nathalie, Athena. Merci, Athena. Nathalie. Find me another one. I'm selling to Young if you do not raise your paddle now. 80,000. Merci infiniment, Nathalie. 80,000. Back to the right side of the room with Nathalie's phone. Waiting for Young's telephone at 8,000. 80,000. Fair warning, Young. We have another 6 today. I accept it because you're such a charming colleague. 82,000. 82,000. Donc, the same increment for you, Nathalie, that makes 84 if you wish. 82, 82,000. 84. Thank you, Nathalie. Quel est l'égo? 84. 86 would be next, according to math. Thank you. Thank you for your effort. 84,000. Nathalie seems to be the winning bidder. Anyone in the room regrets? Thomas, Chris, Athena, selling at 84,000 au téléphone avec Nathalie Montbaron. Going once, going twice. Adjugé à Nathalie. 2027. Merci. Bien mérité. 84,000. Number 7, Vacheron Constantin. With so many innovations, the venerable firm not only did the Mercator, which will come later, the Saltarello, the Jump Power, the minute repeaters. Here we have the art of skeletonizing with this wonderful platinum perpetual calendar that still has its guarantee in box from 1987. Interest starting me at 20,000, 22,000 with an advance bid. 22,000, 24,000. 25, 26, 28 in Israel ahead of you, sir. 28,000. 30 for Thomas Perazzi. 32 Israel ahead of you. 32,000, 35,000 in the room, 38,000 Israel, 40,000 Alex Godby, 42,000 Israel, 45,000 Alex Godby. Thomas. Oh. Who is bidding? Oh, Portugal, 48,000. Good to have you, Portugal. Thank you for bidding. 48,000. Not with Israel, not with Alex. It's 48,000 online in Portugal. Room bidders, now that things have quieted a bit, it's so easy to say 50 if you wish. 48,000 Portugal. Very good to have you with us, Portugal, today. 48,000. Alex, give me a sign. Are you done? Room bidders, are you done? Thomas Perazzi, are you done? I'm selling this spectacular skeletonized perpetual calendar in platinum by Vacheron Constantin to Portugal at 48,000 francs. Going once, going twice, all done. 48,000. Sold to Portugal, 48,000. To paddle 7492.
Johnny O, thank you very much for the super
And
chat,
number
guys.
8
Really
is next.
appreciate it.
Then Alan Silberstein, another hero from these decades. This is really absolutely exquisite. We have received praise for the enameling quality for this dragon in cloisonné enamel by people who really know what they're looking at. And it was a pleasure listening to Mr. Silberstein during the I Am Watch exhibition in Singapore, how it all came about by special request. And there we are, 3,000. I'm already bid with an advance bid for the stainless steel Silberstein with the cloisonné enamel dial in Singapore, 3,000. Quite possibly somebody who saw it in Singapore at the preview. And I have now Texas 3.2 and Singapore 3.5. And there's a room bidder far left, actually 2. So we had 3.8. Would you like to say 4,000? Both. So 5,000. Okay, that's easy. 5.5. Thank you very much. Singapore 6,000. 6,000. Singapore 6,000. 6,000. 6.5. Who's first? Yes, you are, sir. 6.5 in the second last row. 6.5 seated. The gentleman with the cap, would you like to say 7? No, thank you. So 6.5 seated far left. Any telephones, any online bidders? 6.5 it is seated far left. 6.5. Alex, are you on this lot? Then please, would you like to say yes? If not, I have 7 from Alex Godby, I'm afraid. UK, 7,000, Alex Godby. 7.5 could be yours in the UK or yours, sir. Who's first? Alex ce l'ha 7,000. 7,5, grazie. 7.5, far left in the room. 8, Alex, or you online in the UK? Who's first? Thank you very much. UK, would you like to come in at 8? It's with a gentleman in the room seated far left at 7.5. I'm selling it then to you, sir, in the room at 7.5. The gavel is up. Going once, UK, it's your first warning. Going twice, 8,000, there we are. UK. Inghilterra, 8,000. 8,5? Yes. 8,5 per il dragone. 8,500 back to the room bidder. UK, would you like to give me 9? The gavel is once again up. At 8.5, it's seated far left in the room. Going once, UK, the gorgeous dragon cloisonné enamel dial Silberstein, 8.5, second warning, and your last warning, UK, at 8,500. I'm selling in the room. Sold to you in the room. Thank you very much. 283 is the paddle number at 8.5. Number 9 is next. And there we cannot simply say wow, because what Mr. Gerald Genter did for the horological world in the 70s is very well known. But when he started making his own watches, there were no limits to his creativity and fantasy. Here we have a Jeffica in gold. Ladies and gentlemen, they are often and mostly in bronze with quartz movement. This one here is with a lapis lazuli dial, automatic bracelet, a compass on the buckle. You're perfectly equipped for your next safari. And we start already at 10, 11,000 with a commission bid, starting me on the screen in Miami. 11,000 I'm bid. 11,000. Who will give me more? I have 12,000 from the gentleman in the room. Ahead of you, Italy. 13,000 Florida is bid. 14,000 for the room bidder. 14,000. Ahead of you, Italy, at 14,000. 14,000, 14,000, 14,000 is here. Italy, UK, Miami. 14 is in the room, and I'm happy to sell it to the gentleman collector in the room at 14,000. If you don't bid now, anyone on the phone, anyone else in the room, 14 and bid. The gavel is up. Online, you won at 14,000. Going once, 14,000, 15,000. I think you should say 16. That's my sincere advice. Thank you for trusting my instincts. You see, there was a New Yorker who also wanted it at 16. Lucky you, you were first. New York, I'm afraid the gentleman in the room was first, 16,000. 17, New York. I always give good advice. 17,000 is bid. 18,000 back to you. Without even giving you advice, you had the same idea. 18,000 for the gentleman seated ahead of New York, ahead of Miami, ahead of the UK. 18, far left seated. 18 with the gentleman seated. New York, Miami, 18 is a room bid. Will you give me 19? You will not get unnoticed if you wear that watch, I guarantee you. 18 going once, fair warning. 18 going twice, ahead of you in the US. Last and fair warning. Sold to you, sir, in the room. Show it again, 225. Thank you so much indeed. And it was 18,000. Number 10. There again, some absolutely amazing watches that were made in the 80s and 90s. The Ulysse Nardin series of repeating watches that have Jacquemart. Here we have a platinum numbered edition minute repeater. Hour striking and repeating wristwatch with automaton and enamel dial. Look at this. And we start already here at 18, 19, 20. And 20 is my advance bid. In Hong Kong, 20,000 for the platinum Ulysse Nardin. 22,000 Singapore, 24,000 Hong Kong. I have 24,000, 26,000 Singapore, 28,000 Hong Kong. I have 28,000 in Hong Kong. Ahead of you, Singapore, and ahead of you on the phones. 28,000 on bid. Who is my phone bidder? Is it you, Alex Godby? Please say now how much you would like to bid. 30 is Hong Kong, ahead of Singapore and ahead of Alex Godby. 30,000 Hong Kong. 30,000. 30,000. 32,000 Singapore. Against you, Alex. Singapore has it. Hong Kong, you're outbid. 35 Germany. Brand new online bid in Germany. 35,000. 38,000 for Miami. So now we have 3 continents on the Ulysse Nardin with the Jacquemart. 38,000 is in the US. 40,000 in Germany. Back to Europe. 40,000. Alex, 42,000 may attempt you. 40 and bid in Germany. 40,000. Alex Godby, give me a sign, please. Germany is impatient. Florida back 42,000. 42,000 on bid. Germany, 45 maybe. 45. Alex Godby is first at 45,000. And now it's with the phone ahead of Germany and ahead of the US and ahead of Singapore. 48 would be next. Alex Godby has yet on the phone. Fair warning to all the online bidders. I'm selling 48 New York. The online bidder 48,000. Who can make it 50? Germany or Alex? Miami is at 50,000. Thank you very much. So we still have 4 bidders on this lot. 50 on bid for the stunning repeater with the Jacquemart. 50 on bid. Germany, New York, Alex. Should I help you and make it easier by offering it at... I was going to offer it, but look what New York does, 55,000. Thank you, New York, for keeping the pace up. Make me another offer, please. Fair warning, Germany, Florida, Singapore, Alex. New York is now leading at 55,000. Alex seems to drop out. Should I make it easier for you, Germany or Singapore, by offering 58? It's in New York at 55,000, and I say going once. Fair warning. Going twice. Ahead of you in the room at 55,000. Sold to New York at 55,000. Many thanks indeed. 7293. And we move swiftly to the Uhrwerk of the very earliest generation. I'm pleased to inform you that our good friends at Uhrwerk offer a complimentary service that might be interesting for you, Natalie. A complimentary service for the watch within 6 months of the purchase here at Phillips Geneva. Thank you very much to the fine people, our good friends at Urberg. This is the UR102 in stainless steel. Yeah, that's what the 90s looked like, ladies and gentlemen. A flying saucer for the wrist with a wandering jumping hour. We start right away at 22, 24, 26,000 francs in Hong Kong. Combien? 28,000 for Nathalie Montbaron et 30,000 pour notre huissier. 30,000 I'm bid. 32 for Nathalie Montbaron, 35,000 for the huissier. 36, fine by me, 40. Ahead of you, Hong Kong, 40,000 is already bid with the huissier. 40,000, 40,000. Merci, maître. 42 is next, if you wish. Hong Kong, Italy, for this UR102 in steel. 40 I'm bid. 42 Hong Kong. 45 commission bid. We have 45 here. 48 would be next. Hong Kong, Italy, for the historic Urwerk 102. 48 is here. 45, pardon me. 48 could be yours. I beg your pardon. 45 is here and 48 could be yours. Hong Kong, Singapore, Italy, Portugal, fair warning. The gavel is up. It's your last chance to bid on this rare watch. I'm saying going once. 48 Hong Kong. And look, he says, I'm done. So that was a very strong move of yours. Good move, Hong Kong at 48,000. Natalie, are you done? Thank you very much. Anyone else? 48, I'm bid online. 48,000. Going once. Fair warning. Going twice at 48,000. Sold in Hong Kong. Thank you very much to my online bidder, 7784. And as I can see, there's still many new collectors coming into the market. There's a market into the room. There are seats for you, front left. Please take good use of them. They're here for you. And what a pleasure to welcome you, madam. There's more seats. Anyway, number 12, Daniel Roth. So here goes the saga further. Daniel Roth at one point starts his own company, and look at these amazing watches. This is the Tourbillon Régulateur double face in stainless steel, feather white, double dialed in the absolute typical Daniel Roth manner. And only 20 pieces, I think predominantly for the Italian market, were made. Correct, Alex? Yes, indeed. So this is one of 20 in stainless steel. Ladies and gentlemen, we start with an advance bid of 40,000 francs, ladies and gentlemen. 40,000 I'm bid, and I have Florida 40 and 45 for Thomas Perazzi, and I have 48 for the gentleman in the third row, and I have 50,000 in Florida. 55 for you, sir. 16 Florida. 65 for the gentleman. 17 Florida. 75 Thomas Perazzi ahead of Hong Kong. 80,000 Florida. Florida has it at 80. And now we have 85. Yassi was first. 85,000, but Florida is back at 90. 90,000, 90,000. An advance bid. 95,000 Hong Kong live online on Phillips.com. 95,000. Yassi, an elegant 100,000 maybe? 95 for the stainless steel double face tourbillon régulateur. One of the most beautiful, genius watches from the period. 95,000 I'm bid. And I'm just waiting for Yassi or Thomas to 100,000. There we are. Thank you so much, Yassi. 100,000 for you it is. 100,000, 100,000, 100,000 Thomas Perazzi. Hong Kong, it's now with a telephone bidder ahead of you. But you're so welcome to come back at 110. I will accept, and now it is for Yassi or Hong Kong to come at 110. Equal increments for all bidders. I appreciate you bidding, Thomas. And 110 Hong Kong. Many thanks for you bidding. 110. 115, 115 is next for Thomas, Yassi, or anyone in the room. 110,000 a bid in Hong Kong. Not with you, sir. 110,000 in Hong Kong. Yassi done. Thomas done. Hong Kong has it. Tiffany, fair warning, I'm selling. to the online bidder in Hong Kong at 110,000. Going once, 110. Going twice, 110,000. All done, 110,000. Sold to my online bidder in Hong Kong. Thank you for bidding 7784.
Thank you very much, BW, for the very generous
And
contribution.
number
Really
13 is our
appreciate it.
next lot. And Bjarni Halter, oh my goodness, has he spoiled the world with his artistic skills? The famous Antiqua perpetual calendar, steampunk at its best, in pink gold, highly collectible. We start with interest right away at 60,000 francs, ladies and gentlemen, with an advance bid for this superbly collectible watch. 65,000, 70,000 Florida. Florida has it at 70,000, 75 gentleman collector in the room, 80,000 Florida, 85,000 in the room, 90,000 Florida, 95,000 in the room, 100,000 Florida. Did I go too fast? 100,000 Florida. Telephone bidders, you're invited to join the party at this stage. 100,000 is an advance bid showing on the screen. 100,000, 100,000. Tiffany, Alex, are you in this lot? Well, then it would be more than appropriate to give me a bid. 110,000, many thanks, Tiffany To. 110,000, Miami comes back at 120. I have already 120 ahead of you, Alex Godby. 120 is on the screen. 125, if you insist. Tiffany, are we still counting on you? Then would you like to say it? 130, Florida. 135. And 140, Florida. You have to up your game, Alex. 140 is in Florida. Thomas, are you in this lot? Next one. What is it? Oh, 140 Florida. I'll pay the same amount of respect to this watch. Tiffany, give me a sign. Alex, give me a sign. We have 140,000 bid. Yes, 145. Thank you very much indeed. Now 150. Thank you, Tiffany. Clear bidding. Alex. I still don't know why so many collectors think that by splitting increments, they buy the watch for less. 160. Thank you so much for your bidding. And now I'm saying fair warning to you in the room at 160,000 for the fabulous Antiqua with perpetual calendar by Bjarni Halter. 160 going once, 160 going twice, selling it to Miami. Fair warning. Sold to the advance bidder. Thank you very much for your bid. And your 7118. So Thomas said he was on the next lot. Let me see what that is. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, a watch that many of us have only known through literature. I heard rumors that some saw it with Francois Paul once on his desk. This is the first ever sold wristwatch, ladies and gentlemen, entirely handmade by Francois Paul. Please correct me, Francois Paul, si je raconte des bêtises. C'est la première montre jamais vendue, entièrement fait bracelet. Yes, bracelet, I said it. Entirely handmade, coming from the family of the original owner. And I think also, la montre n'a été pas touchée depuis la fabrication en 93. Il ne se rappelle pas. Bon. Solid case back. Still with Roman numerals and Breguet hands. Look at the very artisanal appearance it has. This is the Adam and Eve moment for not only François Paul Journe and later his company, but also for many more independent watchmakers to follow. I start right away at 1 million Swiss francs. Pardon me? It's a déjà vu. but this time I heard you very well. I didn't hear Tiffany back in 2017. Now I heard you clear. We start with 5 million Swiss francs with Paul Boutros on the telephone. Ladies and gentlemen, I have 5 million. 5 million. Who would like to top it up and give me another bid? 5 million on bid. What are we saying, ladies and gentlemen? It will sell now, so we don't need to find the reserve price. 5 million. I can only say please bid now if you wish to buy the watch. 5 million on bid. 5 million. Thomas. You're digesting for how long, if I may ask? Thank you very much indeed. Natalie, Tiffany, you're also on the phone. Arthur, ladies and gentlemen in the room, we have an opening bid at 5 million. And, well, I was hoping it was going to be more fun than that. But I'm not disappointed by the result. 5 million. Tiffany, can you add a bit to this? That was pretty brutal, Paul. I'm just waiting for Tiffany, and I'm now saying to you, gentlemen in the room, is there anyone who would like to bid? Then please do so now, because Paul came. Is that meaning you're done? No. The gavel is in my hand. You can make any increment, any, that is worthy the importance of the watch. It is the first ever sold wristwatch by François Paul. And now I have 5,200,000, if that's an increment that you accept from the gentleman seated far center in the room. 5,200,000. Thank you very much, sir. Very classy, your bidding. I appreciate it. 5,700,000. Paul on steroids. I didn't saw that coming. 5,700,000. No more. 5,000,008. It would be an increment. 5,000,007. Thank you for bidding, sir. 5,000,007 now. Arthur, I haven't looked at you yet. Please give me a sign. It's the appropriate moment. Pardon me? Thinking. We announced the watch quite a while ago. There was time to think. And I think out of fairness and respect to Paul Boutros, I must say the gavel is up. Tiffany Toll, 5,000,008. Back to the room bidder. 6 million back to Paul Boutros. 6,000,002. Well, yes, or maybe, or 6 million on bid. So, Tiffany Toe, look into my eyes, give me a sign. Are you bidding or are you done? That means you're done. Thank you very much indeed. Arthur to show, look into my eyes and give me a sign. Don't turn around. Don't hide behind the curtain. It's the moment of truth. 6 million, Paul Boutros. The gavel is up. It's a warning that you should take serious. You're done? Thank you very much. Sir, please look into my eyes. You're done? Good. I don't want misunderstandings. Thomas Perazzi, now it's the moment to be world famous. And Tiffany looked into my eyes and is, yes, please. Unless François Paul is selling his, we won't find a historically more important wristwatch by François Paul. Are you selling yours, François Paul? Est-ce qu'elle est en vente, la tienne? Alors, elle n'est pas en vente. You're done. Okay, I have the pleasure of saying that this is a brand new world record for a montre by François Paul Journe at auction, and, correct me if I'm wrong, for an independent wristwatch. Alex, am I correct? Yes. All thanks to you, sir. Going once, Tiffany Toe. Going twice, bravo, Paul Boutros. 2047 at 6 million Swiss francs. I congratulate you, François Paul. This applause was for you. Non, elle n'est pas la tienne. Tu l'as vendue à 240 000 francs français. Ah, zut. And congratulations to Paul Butchers and the new owner. And as I said, whether prices are surprisingly high or low, please stay calm and do not now get nervous out of respect to the next bidders who may want to bid on this beautiful Able chronograph. We start on the Sports Classic, ladies and gentlemen, with the... I saw that coming. We start, ladies and gentlemen, for the Sports Classic chronograph with the baby blue mother of pearl dial, 90s chic at its best at 4,000 Swiss francs, ladies and gentlemen, with an advance bid at 4,000 francs Swiss. Coming from the UK, 4,000 I'm offered. 4 to Illinois, 4,500 back to the UK. 4,500, 4,800, 5,000 and bid in the UK. Ahead of you, online, it's in the UK at 5,000 at this point, at 5,000. Now New York, Brooklyn, 5,500, UK 6,000. 6 and bid. 6,000, 6,000. 6. 6 and bid. Yes, sir, should. He should. 6. 6,500, New York. Take my advice. 6,500, New York has it. Ahead of you, sir, in the room. Any telephones, any room bidders? It's in New York at 6,500. Ahead of you in the UK. Any advance from the room bidders? Sir, are you bidding on this lot? It's now the right moment to say 7,000. Any advance? Going once. Going twice. You will come crying after the auction. Fair warning, 7,000 UK. Well done, UK online. Just ahead of the gentleman in the room and against the other bidders. 7,000 UK. Advance 7,000, the bid is at 7,000. Ahead of you in the room, against you on the phone, 7,500 New York in Brooklyn. 7,500. Ahead of the UK, ahead of you seated in the room. 7,500. New York has it at 7,500. UK, all done. I'm selling at 7,500 to New York, going once, 7,500, going twice. Sold to New York, 7,500. Thank you and congratulations, 8,065. It is. Number 16, going back to Blancpain, but this time a watch that was never made in series, as it is the prototype with the Hagman case. It's a world time, and I had the pleasure of hearing from Mr. Beaver the story, how it came about and why they chose not to make it. So this is a very, very collectible watch. It's the one and only known prototype world time by Blancpain from the early 90s. We started bidding right away at 11,000 with an advance bid at 11,000. I have 11,000, 12,000 in the room. 12,000, 13,000, 13,000, 14,000 Georgia, and 15 for Natalie, 16 for the gentleman. Back to Atlanta at 17,000. 17 we have, 18 back to the room bidder. 18, 19 ahead of the UK, 19 for Natalie's telephone. 19, 19,000. Any advance for you, sir? 19 on bid. Are you saying 20? 20 far left seated ahead of the UK, 22 seated front right. 22,000. 24,000 for Nathalie Montbaron. Ahead of the UK, ahead of you, sir. 25,000 with pleasure. Would you like to say 26? 26, Natalie was quicker. 26 ahead of the UK, now 27 UK. 27,000, 27. 28, Nathalie Montbaron. 3,000, 28 on the phone. Against you both gentlemen in the room at 28,000. 28. I'm selling to Natalie. Are you done, sir, in the room? London is not done yet. 29,000 in the UK. Actually, Louth in the UK is 29. 30,000 for Nathalie Montbaron. 30,000 I'm bid. 30,000. 30,000. 30,000. Fair warning. It's at 30,000 with the phone bank with Nathalie Montbaron at 30,000 for the one and only world time prototype ever made at the Beaver area. 30 going once, 30 going twice. UK, sir, gentlemen, are you all done? 32,000, brand new bidder in the US. Ahead of you, Nathalie Montbaron. 32,000. Of course, Nathalie. 33,000. Merci infiniment, Nathalie Montbaron. 33,000 now. 33,000. So we can still go in the thousands. That's fine by me. Still with Nathalie at 33,000 francs. Are you done, sir? Gentlemen, online, it's all with Nathalie. Forever, Nathalie. 33,000. Saute Nathalie Montbaron. Merci infiniment. Au numéro 2015-2015. Thank you, online. Thank you, Nathalie. And now we go to Cartier, and also the Gentle Design Pasha was part of that incredible culture. Here we have a special example with white gold case, lapis lazuli dial, and removable diamond set grill.
Thank you so much, Janio.
Very
Really
much in the
appreciate your
spirit
support.
of the Pasha. Thank you very much indeed. And we start right away for this gem at 4,000 francs. Ladies and gentlemen, at 4,000 francs, we start with an advance bid. Where are the bidders? It's in Virginia at 4,000. 4,2, Kuwait. 4,5, Virginia. 4,8, 5,000. 5,5, 6,000 I have. 6,5, 7,000. 7,5, 8,000 in Virginia. 8,000 I'm already bid. 8,000. Alex Godby, room bidders. Who's giving me more than 8,000? 8,5 Hong Kong. New and online bidder at 8,5. Are you bidding, sir? In the fourth row? For this incredible Pasha at 8,5. In Hong Kong, the bid is at 8,5. Any advance at 8,5. I'm selling. Alex, are you on this lot? Thank you. At 8,5, I'm selling to Hong Kong. If no one else is, 9,000 by a connoisseur bidder, far left seat. 9,000 ahead of you, Hong Kong. 9,000. 9,000. And 9,500 in the last row seated. Paddle number 6, I believe, from far. 9,5 and 10. Good move, gentlemen. 10 I'm bid. No more. Online Hong Kong, Alex Godby. 10,000 far left in the room. And I'm selling at 10,000. If no one else is raising their paddles, now at 10,000. Going once to the gentleman far left. Going twice. 10,000. 10,000. Sold to you, sir, to paddle 60 at 10,000 francs. Which brings me to number 18. And I believe this is the second Patek Philippe in today's auction. And this is the first time that a Patek Philippe Nautilus showed more than the time and the date. And that is the Comet. And this one here is particularly special as it has the Tiffany & Co. stamp on the dial. It's a 3710. It's a late example. And look, it has all the appropriate accessories coming with it. And we start right away at 32, 35, 38, 40, 42, 45, 48,000 already. 50,000 for Thomas Perazzi. I have 55,000 in China. 60,000 for Thomas Perazzi. 60 I'm bid. At 60,000, the bid is with Thomas. And I'm now inviting any other bidder to raise their paddle on this 65,000. Alex Godby. 70,000 for Thomas. 70,000. 75,000 for Alex. 75,000. Waiting for Thomas at 75,000. Any other bidders in the room? 80,000. Brand new bidder seated in the room far right. Ahead of Thomas, ahead of Alex. Well done, sir. 80,000. 85,000 back to Alex Godby. Thomas, sir, who wants to go 90? I have 85 from Alex's phone. Thomas is out. Alex is in at 85,000. Thank you, sir. 85,000 is the bid. Far right on the phone with Alex. Have I seen everyone online or in the room at 85,000? Young, are you on this lot? Then it's maybe the moment, at least before the gavel comes down. 85 on bid. Thank you, Young. 85,000. With Alex Godby on the phone at 85,000. Going once. 85,000. Going twice. Ahead of everyone else. 90 in the room. Brand new gentleman bidder in the room. Ahead of Alex's telephone. 95,000. Well done, Alex. Swift bidding, I appreciate it. And 100,000 seated in the center of the room. 100,000, 100,000, 100,000, 100,000. Make me an offer I cannot refuse, Alex. 105, I will not refuse. 110, back to my room bidder. 115, thank you, sir, for your bidding. 115, still with Alex, who started the bidding. All the way, still Alex Godby. 115,000. I'm selling this time to the phone. If you're not coming back, sir. 115 going once. 115, second warning. Still with Alex on the phone for the Tiffany signed Nautilus 3710. And the last warning, I'm selling to Alex. Can I sell it? Thank you, sir. Sold to Alex Godby. 2006 is your paddle at 115,000 Swiss francs. Thank you all, gentlemen, for your bidding. Number 19 is the Anderson. And I'm so delighted that Mr. Anderson is here with us today. This was a one-off made, a minute repeater, ladies and gentlemen, with a retrograde perpetual calendar. And he reached out to our good friend Jean-Pierre Hagman, probably the most famous and celebrated case makers, to complete this unique white gold wristwatch that was made for Shellman in Japan. 1988, we understand it was made, and we started already at 60,000 with an advance bid. 60,000, I'm bid. 60,000, ladies and gentlemen, on this unique creation, 60 in Florida. 65,000, 65,000 for the gentleman here. 70,000. I have 70,000, 75,000, 80,000 I have. 80,000. Ahead of you, sir. Ahead of the telephones, 80,000. Poland, 85,000. 90,000 in Florida. 90,000 is in Florida. Would you like to say 95? Alex, are you on the phone for this? I have 90,000 already. Ahead of you in the room for this unique minute repeating perpetual calendar wristwatch. 90,000 on bid. Are you coming back, sir? Any room bidders that I missed? It's not with you in Poland, it's in Miami. And I'm going to sell it if you do not raise your paddles now for this stupendous one-off minute repeater wristwatch. 90,000 on bid. Fair warning, the gavel is up. A 90,000 at 90,000. All done, sir? Any more from the telephones? Clément, Alex, Poland, all done at 90,000. Going to my advance bidder at 90,000. Sold 90,000. Francs to paddle number 7118. Thank you so much indeed. Our next lot is the historic compass watch that IWC launched with Porsche design. It's not the titanium version, it's the original PVD coated aluminum version, ladies and gentlemen. And here we have a great tone of tropical brown on the dial. And we start this highly collectible watch already at 2,800, 3,032 with an advance bid showing here in New York, 3,200 francs on bid. Any advance? 3.5, 3.8 China, New York. I have already 4,000 ladies bid, 4,200 New York. 4.5 Alex Godby. Ahead of you online, 4,500. 5,000 for Libya, 5,000. 5,000 is a telephone bid for Libya. And now I have UAE at 5.5. UAE 5.5, 6,000 Libya. 6,000. Any advance UAE, Hong Kong, ma'am, for you? Any more at 6,000. I'm selling it to Libya's telephone if no one else is joining the bidding at 6,000. It's with Libya on the phone at 6,000. Ahead of you online against the room at 6,000. 6 it is, going once. 6 it is, still with Libya at 6,000. 6.5. Thank you very much, sir. I'm so sorry you sit really far left. As you bid so often, you should maybe come closer. 6.5 in the room ahead of you, Livia. Livia's dropping out. The gentleman has it at 6.5. I'm selling far left at 6,500 with the gentleman going once, going twice, all done. 6.5. Aggiunge 6.500 al numero 283 at 65. Complimenti. 21, Roger Dubuis, another fine creator of highly beautifully finished watches. This is the H40 chronograph with the Lemania movement. It's cased in white gold, obviously, as all of the from the period watches were limited. Black dial, and we start right away at 22, 24, 26,000 francs avec vous, maître, à 26,000, 26,000 for this gorgeous Roger Dubuis chronograph. 26,000 I have. Who would like to give me more than 26,000? 26,000, 26,000 I'm bid from the absentee bid here to my left. À 26,000, 26,000, any more. I can sell at 26,000 if you do not raise your. Now I have Miami 28,000. Thank you very much. I have 30,000 with the commission bidder. Back to the huissier that you may see all the way from Florida. I have here 30,000. Who will give me more? I have 30,000, 32 next. I'm selling at 30,000 to the absentee bidder. Back online, 32,000, 34,000. Back to the commission bidder at 34,000. With huissier, with the commissioner at 34,000. Fair warning, Florida. Any advance in the room at 34,000. Now we have back Florida 36,000. He's out, you're in, Florida at 36,000 francs. Any advance from the telephones or the room bidders at 36,000. I'm selling it to you online at 36,000. Going once, fair warning. Going twice, sold to paddle 7405 at 36,000. Congratulations. Number 22. We will later hear more about the one and only Derek Pratt. This is the Urban Jurgensen Reference 3, a absolutely beautiful perpetual calendar with the guilloche dial, one of the all-time most beautiful perpetual calendars in my own humble view. With power reserve, we start with interest right away at 22, 24, 26,000, 28,000, 30,000 already with an advance bid in Bahrain. 30,000 on bid, compte 1000, 32,000 Hong Kong, 35,000 Bahrain. I have Bahrain 35,000. It's ahead of you on the phone and it's against you in the room at 35,000. Bahrain has it at 35,000. Who will give me more? I have Cindy at 38,000. Ahead of you, Bahrain. 40,000 Bahrain. Coming back at 40,000. 40,000. 40,000. Any advance at 40,000? The bid is still with my advance bidder ahead of you, Cindy. Cindy, it's ahead of you, and I'm selling it at 40,000. Now I have 42,000 from the collector in the room. Ahead of you, Bahrain, and ahead of you, Cindy, with the gentleman. Bahrain is back at 45,000. 48,000, back to Bahrain. No, 48 is with you, sir. Pardon me. Bahrain, you've been outbid at 48,000. My apologies. 50,000. Now Bahrain is back. And 55,000 for the collector in the room. Thank you for your bidding. 55,000. The bid is seated in the room at 55,000. Ahead of you, Bahrain. Cindy, how are we doing? Thinking. 55,000 with my gentleman bidder in the room. Bahrain. 58,000 back to the new telephone bidder. You leave it. One more. 60,000. 60,000 back to my room bidder. 60, seated in the third last row. Would you like to try 62, Cindy? I'm selling at 60,000. Bahrain, are you done? Cindy, it's now or never. I'm selling. Going once. Cindy, going twice. And your last warning. Sold to the collector in the room. Thank you very much indeed for your patience, sir. And please show me your good paddle once more for the good form. 264. Thank you so much indeed. Number 23. The star wheel. We've seen the same complication on the Very popular John Schaefer before. This one here is a platinum classic gentleman's watch with the beautifully chiseled outer ring. And there we see it in its full splendor. We start right away at interest at 12, 13, 14, 15, 16,000 francs, ladies and gentlemen, showing on 20,000. But what if I told you I have already 20,000 from Hong Kong? Nathalie was very clever. 22,000 now. Nathalie Montbaron, 24 could be yours. 22,000 is here, taking my Hong Kong bits out. Brazil, 24,000. 30,000 Isabella. That is a strong move. 32,000 Hong Kong. 32,000. 32. 35 Alex Godby. Brand new telephone for the Star Wheel. 35,000. In platinum, 35,000. 35,000. Nathalie, Isabella, Brazil. We have 35,000 on the phone with Alex. Good move, Alex. 35,000. Isabella, give me a sign, please. 35,000. It's your bidding. Was it with the gentleman, 35? It was with you. I do apologize. No bad intention, 35,000. To me, I'm happy for anyone who wants it at 35,000. Who's giving me 38? Nathalie, you're done? Isabella? Cindy? Alex? At 30, you're not done yet. You're not on it. Okay. With the gentleman at 35,000 on the aisle, go once at 35,000, going twice. Anyone else at 35,000? Sold to paddle 65 on the aisle at 35,000. Sorry for the confusion. You're all so good looking that I sometimes mix you up. 24,000, back to the one and only Daniel Roth. And here we have a truly important repeater. This is in white gold. It's unique. That's why it says #1 on the back. A marvel, ladies and gentlemen. We start at 50,000 with an advance bid showing on the screen here as 50,000 from the one and only Daniel Roth in Florida. 50,000, I'm bid. And now I have San Jose at 55,000, 60,000. 60,000 ahead of the telephones, 65,000 Taiwan, 70,000 Florida. Florida has it at 70,000. At 70,000, Taiwan, 75,000. Online, 80,000. Florida. Florida has it at 80,000. Ahead of you on the phones, on both sides of the aisle, 80,000 I'm bid. Not with you online. It's with my advance bid at 80,000. 80,000. Now a good moment to join if you wish to bid on this on the telephone at 80,000. 85,000, Alex Godby is my first phone bidder. 90,000. And with great pleasure, I have 98, 100,000 now. 100,000 I'm bid. 100,000. Florida is the leading at 100,000. Would you like to give me 105 or 110? Any advance? Young, are you on this lot? 105, 110, 110,000, 110,000, 110,000, 110,000. Give me 120. Give me 120. I think out of respect to the advance bidder, who is always there. Is Libya on the phone? 120? Thank you very much, sir. Now it's 120. Any more from the room bidders at 120? Brazil, Poland, I lost track, Hong Kong, Singapore. 120 is for Alex's phone. Do we have anyone else that I missed? As 120,000 at 120,000. The room bidder maybe? Anyone else? And I'm selling to Alex this time, not to the gentleman on the aisle. I hope I didn't mix it up the second time. This time it's Alex at 120,000 going once, 120,000 for Alex going twice. The unique minute repeater, 120,000. Fair and last warning. So to Alex Godby to paddle 2002 at 120,000 francs. Number 25. Well, we had the 3940. Now we have the 3970. They were both introduced in the mid-80s. This is after the 2499, the first perpetual calendar chronograph wristwatch by Patek Philippe. but it has, of course, also the 24-hour indication and the leap year. So truly a next level of wristwatch. And there we are. Look at this beauty. This is a second series, and it comes with the original certificate. We date it to 1989, and we would like to start this at 60,000 with a advance bid. I have 65,000 with the gentleman seated in the front. And I have Thomas Berazzi at 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100 for Young, 110, Israel 120. Yes, 130 Japan ahead of you. Thank you, Japan. 140 for Thomas Berazzi. 150 for Young. 160 Thomas ahead of Japan. 160 I'm bid by Thomas. 160,000 Thomas has it ahead of telephones, ahead of you in the room. 165 if you think that helps you. I tried to convince you it's not helpful. 170, you see? If you had said 170, he would have had to say 180. Think Young. Give your client good advice. 170. Thomas. Ahead of you, Japan. 170,000. 175 or 80. 80, you learned the lesson. Good. Now we go in 10,000s. Love it. Thank you, Young. We go in 10. Japan. 190 could be yours. Alex, are you on this lot? Thank you. No, 90. Young set the pace. There we are. The previous bidder sets the pace. That's the rule. You see, Young, how it works? I can't help it if he says 190. 180 for Young, who made a 10,000 franc gap, and now 190 for the gentleman front left seated. Now it's 200 for you, sir, on the phone. 190 seated to my room bidder, front left. 190,000, 190,000. Are you on this lot, Natalie? Thank you very much. 190 the room bidder. Young, Thomas, fair warning. 200,000. That's how it goes. 210. It could be yours if you wish, sir. 210. Seated front left in the room. 210,000. 210,000. Cindy, are you on this lot? You're out. I'm so sorry. 210,000. Back to my room bidder. Thomas, give me a sign. Young, give me a sign. Thank you very much. Thomas is out. Young, looking at you. $210 on bid. The gavel is up. Going once. Going twice. Sorry? 220. There we are. Young Ho on the phone. 230. Back to my room bidder. No hesitation, Young. Taking a good example from the bidder in the room. 230 on bid. 230,000. Please be swift, out of respect to your fellow bidder. 230. And once again, I say the gavel is up. Going once, Young. Going twice with the collector in the room. Thank you, Young. And with an applause, the gentleman is seated in the room, front left, 230,000. Thank you all. To paddle number, your good number, please. 113. Thank you all. Number 26 is next. And we praised already Mr. Blumlein before, and at the official launch in 1994, the Pour Le Mérite was an absolute game changer in the field of tourbillon watches. This one is the rarest of the case metals, as it is the white gold one with the blue dial. Ladies and gentlemen, with the exception of the stainless steel example that we cannot yet give you, but we have interest for this wonderful Pour Le Mérite tourbillon with fusee chain and power reserve and start at 110, 20, 30, 40, 50,000, 60,000 right away, 70,000 for the gentleman, 80 in Singapore, 90 for the gentleman, 200,000 in Singapore, 220 for the gentleman seated in the room. Ahead of you on the phone, the bid is front right seated. 230, of course, but you can say 240. Back to the room bidder at 240. Good move, sir, 240. 250, Yassi, new bidder, 260, back to the gentleman front right, 260,000. 260, read in the press how this is one of the best tourbillons ever, and 270 to the bidder front left, 280, back to the group front right. Not sure if you're 300,000 for Thomas Perazzi. 300,000. I'm offering 310. Yassi has already offered that. 320, Tiffany To. 320 as Tiffany. Ahead of you, Yassi, Thomas. Gentlemen, front, right, and left. 320. 320. Yassi. 330. 330, Yassi's phone bidder. 330,000. Gentlemen in the room. Gentlemen in the room. 340, Thomas Perazzi. 340,000, taking it away from Yassi's phone. 340, Tiffany. You have two competitors on the other side of the room. 340. It's the rarest of the four metals, rarer than platinum. 340. Going once. Thomas is impatient. Yassi, are you done? 350, a brand new telephone with Alex Godby. Taking it away from Thomas's phone. 350. Thomas? Yassi, are you done? Thank you for your bidding. We have 350. Tiffany, are you done? So we're just waiting for Mr. Perazzi or anyone in the room. 360 with immense pleasure. Thank you, Thomas, for your bidding. Alex, you heard it? 370. Our two deputy chairmen fighting for this pour le mérite. 370. Bowing out, Alex, you seem to be the last man standing at 370,000. Did I miss any one of the collectors in the room? Fair warning. With Alex's phone at 370,000, going once, 370, going twice, all done in the room. Alex, you have it. No regrets, Thomas. Sold to Alex Godby, 2018 at 370,000. Très, très bravo. Well, before we start the bidding, let me say that this is an incredible pleasure for me to offer you the one and only first ever Rainbow Daytona known to exist. Unique, with a unique reference, SAAEC, meaning Sapphire Arc-en-Ciel, preceding the launch of the regular rainbow that is now the #1 pop culture icon by 20 years, the only one with the caliber 40-30, the only one on leather, the only one with more stones than the regular one, the only one with no diamonds on the case, the only one with this pavé dial with the sapphires. The list is long. It's the one and only. Before we start the bidding, please enjoy these beautiful images. Thank you very much. I'd like to give a huge shout out to Arthur and Arthur, our incredibly talented team, for the realization of this film. For the full version, please go on YouTube and join some 300,000 others who viewed it already. Nobody got harmed on that video, by the way, though it looks very dangerous. Ladies and gentlemen, we start the bidding for the most important rainbow Rolex in the world. Full stop. 2 million. I have already 2,200,000, starting with an advance bid. In New York at 2,200,000, I started. It's now your moment to bid. Pardon me? 3 million. Thank you very much, Tiffany. What an elegant bid to start. We have 3 million with Tiffany's telephone at 3 million francs. I'm now inviting all the other phones and room bidders to join the bidding. Tiffany has it at 3 million francs. 3 millions, on a 3 millions. 3 million, and if you do not bid, because there's nothing to gain by waiting, I will sell it to Tiffany's telephone at 3 million francs. Right away. 3 million two on the aisle for the gentleman. Thank you very much indeed. 3 million two to a room bidder, countering Tiffany's bid. 3 million deux. 3 million two. Livia, Natalie, I'm selling to the gentleman at 3,200,000. At 3 million two. 3 million five, a second telephone joins the bidding. Ahead of you, sir. Thank you for your bidding. 3 million five, now it's with Livia. Natalie, Tiffany, 3 million eight. Back to the original telephone with Tiffany too at 3,800,000. 3 million huit. 3,800,000. I'm looking at the ladies in the room. 4 million, back to Livia. 4 million, 4 million. Any advance at 4 million? The bid is for Livia at this stage. Ladies, I will once again say 4,200,000. Many thanks indeed, Tiffany. 4,200,000 for Tiffany's phone bill. 4 million two. An advance from the other telephones would be more than appropriate to continue the flow at 4 million two, at 4,200,000 francs suisses. Any bid from the other side of the bank? Thank you very much indeed, sir. 4,200,000. Livia? I'm selling, without further ado, 4,500,000. Thank you very much, Livia, for your bid. 4,500,000. Not as radical as with DeJourn before, much more elegant. No bulldozer tactics. 4 million five for Livia's collector. 4 million cinq. Any advance from the telephones? I'm always delighted to sell a watch to Livia at 4 million five. Fair warning at 4 million cinq. 4 million five. Tiffany, gentlemen, at 4 million five. The bid is on the phone. À 4,500,000 avec un collectionneur au téléphone avec Livia. 4 million five. Can I have a sign from Natalie? Can I have a sign from Tiffany? Thank you very much. You're out. Thomas, you're out. Thank you very much. Now I can look at everyone in the room and see if there's any more bidders who would like to raise their paddle, because now it would be the most appropriate moment to bid. Livia has it at 4 million five. Fair warning. I'm selling the one and only first ever rainbow to a collector on the phone with Livia at 4,500,000 going once. And he tells me to wait. That's exciting. How long should I wait? How long should I freeze? 3 seconds. 3 seconds. It's brutal. Oh, I didn't look at you. Did you give me a sign in the meantime, those seconds? Thank you very much indeed. So, with an applause, I'm selling this watch to Livia's collector on the phone, the most beautiful birthday gift I've ever seen in the world, going to Paddle 21 at 4,500,000, going once, going twice, I think it is a world record for an automatic Daytona. Last chance, Salt Olivia, 4,500,000. And this is 2021. Thank you very much indeed. Number 28, going back to Patek Philippe, a astounding 5070 chronograph. That is the last ever chronograph where Patek Philippe applied the historic Lemania caliber. This is the white gold version. It comes with its original box, original certificate. Every time you sell a watch for more than $1 million, half the room is excited. Thank you for a moment of quiet, please. And we start the bidding for this wonderful chronograph at 30,000 francs. Bid in the book at 30,000, 32, 35, 38,000 with an advance bid. 38,000, 38,000. 38,000. I have 40,000 on the aisle ahead of you. 42,000 is Hong Kong. 42,000. 45,000 on the aisle. 45,000 with the gentleman on the aisle. Ahead of you, Tiffany. You're done. 45,000 with the gentleman on the aisle. Any advance at 45,000. 45,000. Yassi, are you on the phone for this lot? Thank you very much. It's with the collector on the aisle at 45,000. Fair warning to the phones. Fair warning online at 45,000. Selling with you, sir, at 45,000. 45,000. So, sir, thank you very much. Pedal 187 at 45,000. Number 29 is next. Gentlemen. Gentlemen. Thank you very much indeed. If you wish to chat, there are plenty of bars on the first floor. If you would like to bid, please make yourself comfortable out of respect to the other bidders. Thank you. Number 29. We're now going to the most exotic of the Da Vinci's. The Da Vinci was the first perpetual calendar chronograph with year indication and automatic winding. And this is the spectacular white ceramic version, the reference 3755. You have to see the beauty if you only could see it because there's a logo. Fair enough. Do we know why, Ben? Anyway, you have the catalogs, you have the app, you know what a white Da Vinci looks like. And we start with interest already at 6,000 Swiss francs, at 6,000 for the white ceramic Da Vinci. That is pretty much as cutting edge 1980s design as you can possibly think of. 6.5 Singapore, 7,000 advance bid in the UK. 7,000 I have, 7.5, 8, 8.5, 9, 9.5, 10,000. I have 10,000 already bid at 10,000. Any advance at 10,000? In room 10,000. 11,000 Singapore. 12,000 is in London. 13,000. 14,000 London. At 14,000, the bidding is now at 14,000 francs. It's in the UK. Ahead of you in the room. Singapore 15. London 16. At 16,000. 17,000 Miami. 18,000 London. 18,000. 18,000, ladies and gentlemen, 18,000 on bid, 18. 19,000 Singapore, 19,000. 19 I'm bid. In Singapore, ahead of you, UK, telephones, Tiffany, Alex, any advance, 19,000 I'm bid, 19. Fair warning, going once to Singapore, going twice in Singapore, 20,000 London, ahead of Singapore this time. 20,000 is in the UK, 20,000. Any more than 20,000, the bid is in the UK at 20,000. I'm bid 20,000. Fair warning, Singapore, I'm selling. London online has it at 20,000, the white ceramic Da Vinci. Going once, fair warning, going twice, 20,000. Sold to the UK at 20,000 to pedal number 7098. Many thanks to all the bidders. Number 30 is our next lot today, and that is the Chopard. I must say praise for the Schäufele family for having launched the LUC 1860. It's a wonderful, elegant watch with the blue dial, and it's a limited edition of 1,860 pieces. We start with interest at 66577588595 and 10,000 francs already. 10,000 is already bid for this early example. Ladies and gentlemen, 11,000 San Francisco. 11,000. 12,000 for Tiffany. 12,000. Any more than 12,000? The bid is with Tiffany on the phone. Ahead of you, San Francisco. 13,000, Alex Godby. 14,000, Tiffany too. 14. 15,000 for Alex. 15,000. 15,000. 16,000. 16,000. 16. 17. 18,000. Thank you very much indeed to both the phones. Very good pace. 18,000 on bid. 18. We are at 18, yes. Would you like to bid? 19,000. Thank you, Alex Godby, 19,000. Fair warning, Tiffany. You're done. Anyone else at 19,000? The bid is with Alex Godby, ahead of the phone bank to my left. 19, it is. Going once, fair warning. Going twice, 19,000. Sold to Alex Godby to paddle 2005. Félicitations, Alex, at 19,000. 31. At the time when Breguet was owned by Chaumet and launched again a beautiful line of wristwatches. Ben, please look into this. Then they co-signed a very small number of those pieces. This one is a double signed Breguet signed by Chaumet, Paris, and it comes with the champagne dial that makes it even more attractive, and the typical serpentine dial, serpentine hand from the center. Shown in the catalog, we start with interest already at 10,000 francs, ladies and gentlemen. 10,000 on bid, 10,000, seulement 10,000. Florida has it at 10,000, 11,000, 12,000, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, ahead of London, 19 London, 20,000 Florida, 22 London, 24 Florida, fair warning, 26,000. I have 30,000 in Florida, ahead of you London, ahead of the UK, ahead of you, sir. Anyone on the phone that I missed? I have 30,000 in Florida. 32 would be next for the UK if you wish, or you, sir, in the room. You're done? Thank you very much for your bidding. 30,000 Florida has it. 32,000, new bidder front row seated, 32,000. I congratulate you, it's really a beautiful watch. Now I have Cindy at 35,000. She agrees with both of us. Are you bidding? 35,000. Florida, London, sir in the first row. Cindy has it at 35,000 on the phone. 35,000 it is. 35. Cindy has it. See that you do something. I'm sure it's very helpful and useful. Calculating. When you collect watches, you cannot calculate. You're letting your heart drive you. I know. 35 is there, however. Not looking good. 36, but she can come back with the same increment. 36 we have in the first row. 37 could be yours, Cindy. 38. 38 on bid. Lots of debating going on. Can you please give me a sign, sir? Well, for you, I would make 39. 39, thank you, sir. Freestyle bidding. 40,000 is on the telephone. Would you like to say 41? 41. You say 42? 42, Cindy. You're done? 43 could have been yours. It's the first one I ever saw. I'm selling to Cindy at 42,000. The gavel is up. Here's your first warning, sir. Going once, 42,000. Going twice, 42,000. Last warning. Sold to Cindy on the phone 2056 at 42,000. Thank you both for your bidding, sir and Cindy, so much. Number 32, the Papillon, the C317 Papillon in white gold. Lot number 32 by Daniel Roth. Only 110 pieces were ever made in the early 90s, pardon me. This one is with box blank guarantee, the famous Papillon jump hour. And we encourage you to look at the pictures in the catalog. I would like to know from Ben, can we continue? Yes, we can. Thank you very much indeed. We start right away at 20,000 francs with an advance bid showing on the screen 25,000 for Thomas Perazzi, but I have 26,000 in New York. And I have 35,000 in New York. 40,000 for Thomas. On the phone, 40,000, New York is out. Any advance from the room bidders for the spectacular Papillon? At 40,000, the bid is with Thomas Perazzi at 40,000. At 40,000 at 40,000. Are you bidding, ma'am? Thank you very much indeed. 40,000 for Thomas Perazzi. Looking at you, all done at 40,000, going once, 40,000, going twice, at 40,000, 42,000, California. I'm afraid, sir, it was absolutely timely, the bid from California. Thomas, are you bidding 45? Fair warning, Thomas. Thomas, the gavel is up. It's in California. I can accept 43, but you're not doing yourself a favor because California can go back at 44. And I'm sure California says, hooray, hooray, I can, yeah, you see, they're having breakfast, 45, and rub their hands and say, great, we can go in thousands. 46 would be next for you, California, if you wish. Thomas says it at 45, and we go in thousands. Thankfully, not yet in hundreds. 45,000, California. 46 would be next, going once with Thomas. 46, and Gabriel is back. Thank you, California. Good bidding. I have a lot of fun with you. Thomas, fair warning, it's selling to California at 46,000 going once, 46,000 going twice. Last and fair warning at 46,000. Sold online. Thank you very much for your bidding. Paddle number 7589. Number 33. Are you on this lot? Because this gentleman is missing. Good. Thank you very much. We have lot number 33, and this is a historic early Frank. Of course, I refer to Frank Müller, the superstar of the 80s and 90s. Ladies and gentlemen, the very Frank Müller, this Janus chronograph, which is a single button world time chronograph with double dial in platinum and a Jean-Pierre Hagman case. And we start right away at 60, 65, 70, 75,000 already at 75,000 here with me. And I'm looking for a phone bid of 80,000 or a room bid of 80,000. Any advance at 75,000? Are you bidding, sir? 80,000 to my room bidder. 80,000. Thank you very much for your bidding, sir. 80 I have. Alex, are you on this lot? 85,000. It's ahead of you, sir, now. 90,000. Thank you. 90 in the room. Any advance at 95,000 now against you, sir. 100,000. Paddle 134. 100,000 we have already seated in the room at 100,000. Any advanced telephones online, it's seated in the room at 100,000 francs. At 100,000, at 100,000 franchi at 100,000. Fair warning, any advance at 100, seated in the room with my room bidder at 100,000. All done. Telephones, online, now or never. to my room bidder at 100,000. Last and fair warning, 100,000. Sold to you. Congratulations, sir. 100,000 to battle 134. Excellent job. Congratulations. Number 34. And once again, the 80s at their best. The Golden Bridge. This here is in white gold with diamonds on a bracelet, where we start already with interest at 4,000 francs, ladies and gentlemen, 4,000 with huissier, 4,000, 4,000, 4,2, Hong Kong, 4,5, 4,8, 5,000, 5,5, Hong Kong, 6,000 with huissier. C'est toujours avec notre huissier à 6,000. An absentee bid at 6,000, 6,000, 6,000 is here, 6,000. Any advance? 6 is here. Fair warning, I'm selling to the absentee bid at 6,000, 6,5 China. New bidder, 6,500 en Chine, 6,500, 7,000 Singapore, 7,000. 7,000 à Singapore, 7,000. Fair warning, I'm selling at 7,000, 7,500 Indonesia. Indonesia has it at 7,500. Any more than 7,500 à 7,500. I'm selling at 7,500 to my Indonesian online bidder, pardon me, at 7,500, going once, fair warning, going twice at 7,500 francs. Sold 7,500. Thank you, Indonesia, for your online bidding, 7,638. Moving then swiftly to 35. And what would we have done in the 80s and 90s with Mr. Macaluso and Gérard Perregaux, the tourbillon sous 3 ponts d'or, taking a construction from historic pocket watches that Gérard Perregaux made in the late 19th and early 20th century. This one here is in yellow gold, and we start right away with a advance bid at 16, 17, 18, 19,000, and right away a commission bid of 20,000 to start me. 20,000 is here, 20,000, 20,000 is here. We have an advance bid, 22,000, is now in China online at 22,000. China has it, 22,000. Hong Kong, 24,000. 24,000, it's an online bid at 24,000. China online, you have been outbid at 24,000. 24,000. 24,000. 26,000 China. Ahead of Hong Kong, ahead of you on the phone banks at 26,000. China has it. 26,000. 26,000. Fair warning to you in the room. I'm selling online to China at 26,000. Going once, 26,000. Going twice, still 26,000. China online, 26,000. Sold 26,000 China. Sold online 7477. 7477, yes. Number 36, the white gold Ebel. So Ebel didn't just stop with the classic chronograph, but added a perpetual calendar to it in 18 karat white gold. And that leads us to a able interpretation of the 3970 plus a self-winding movement. What could you ask for more? We start with a commission bid at 6,000. 6,500, we have an advance bid from Germany. 7,000 for you. 7,500 Germany. 8,000 for the huissier. Ahead of you, Netherlands. 8,500 Germany. Netherlands, would you like to say 9? London, the UK, I always say UK. Well, it's the UK at 9,000. Ahead of Germany, ahead of you, Maître. 9,500 in Florida. 9,500. Florida has it at 9,500. 10,000 in the UK. 10,000. The UK has the bid. Ahead of the US, ahead of Natalie, and against your room bidders. 10,000. The UK has it at 10,000. 10,000, 10,000, 10,000. Any advance, Florida? Telephone bidders. I'm selling at 11,000. Why do I always miss you? You should really come closer. 12,000 I have. 12, 13, 13,000, far left. 13,000 is there, far left. 13,000. UK, it's now in the room at 13,000. Florida, 13 is I'm already bid. Far left at 13. Going once. Fair warning online. going twice at 13,000. The bidders in the room, seated far left, 14,000 the UK. 15,000 in the room. Would be next. $15 is in the room. Fair warning online. I'm selling to the gentleman seated far left at 15,000, going once, 15, going twice, 15. Sold in the room to paddle 60. Complimenti a 15.000 at 15,000. 37 is a perpetual calendar by Audemars Piguet with diamond and sapphire bezel. What can I say about the looks? It's unbelievable what in 1982 was cutting edge. For this example with very interesting provenance, we start bidding right away at 20,000 francs. At 20,000, where is the first bid? I think we have an advance bid showing already here in Arizona. 20,000, 22,000, 24,000. We have 24,000 in Arizona ahead of you in the room and against you on the phone at 24,000. 26,000 on the aisle. 26 with the room bidder. 28 in Taiwan. 30,000 on the aisle. 30,000 on the aisle. Is the telephone bidding on this lot? 32 Poland. 35 on the aisle. Thank you, sir. Ahead of you, Poland. Ahead of you on the phone. 35 is in the room. Dans la salle à 35,000. Poland. Nathalie, c'est dans la salle avec un collectionneur à 35,000. 38,000. Thank you for your bidding. 38,000. Poland, it's now with Nathalie Montbaron on the telephone at 38,000. 38,000 against you in the room, gentlemen, and against you online. I'm selling at 38,000 to Nathalie Montbaron at 38,000. Going once, looking at all the phones, going twice at 38,000. Sold to Nathalie 227 at 38,000 Swiss francs. Number 38. I think that must be the aesthetic highlight of today's auction. It's the number one Grand and Petite Sonnerie made for a Southeast Asian royal household in yttrium. Possibly the rarest case metal you will ever find on any wristwatch. Yttrium, you can look it up on Wikipedia. Fascinating metal. And this is using 4 hammers. It's a Westminster, not 3 hammers, not a carry-on. It's a Westminster Grand and Petite Sonnerie, ladies and gentlemen, made by Gerald Genta. I'm quite certain it's unique, as all these watches were made in one-offs for the household in Southeast Asia. We started bidding at 42, 45, 48,000 already at 48,000. Ahead of you phones and ahead of you online at 48,000. At 48,000, 50,000 New Hampshire, 55,000 Alex Godby, 60,000. Ahead of you, Alex. 70,000, 75,000. Ahead of you, New Hampshire. 80,000 New Hampshire. Ahead of you, Alex. 80,000 now. Online. Against you on the phone. Against you on the phone bank. 85,000 Alex. 85,000. 90,000 in the US. Online, 90,000. 95,000 Switzerland, brand new online. 100,000 in New Hampshire. 110 Alex Godby, still with us, ahead of the 2 online bidders now, Switzerland and the US. 110,000, 110,000, 110,000. You have it, Alex. Tiffany, are you bidding on this lot? 110, online. Pardon me? 120, new telephone going up with Tiffany Toll. Tiffany has it at 120. Against you, New Hampshire, against you, Switzerland, and ahead of you, Alex. Thank you very much indeed. Tiffany has it at 120,000. At 120,000. Any of the room bidders inclined to now raise your paddles? Fair warning for the 4-hammer Grand Sonnerie by Genta in yttrium, most likely one-off all the way. I'm selling to Tiffany Toe If no one else is joining now, at 120,000 francs, going once, fair warning, going twice, all done, 120 000, 120,000, sold to Tiffany, 2017 at 120,000. Number 39, the classic 3450, introduced in 1981. It was the first automatic perpetual calendar with leap year, and this one is a particularly well-preserved example, and it still has its original certificate from 1984. And we start right away at 100,000, 100,000, 100,000, 100,000 francs, with an advance bid in Hong Kong à 100,000, 100,000 francs for this Padellone. 100,000, nous avons 110,000, Puerto Rico, 120,000, Hong Kong. Ahead of you, Puerto Rico. 120,000, Hong Kong has it. 120,000. Are you bidding on this lot, Alex? I have a bid at 120 in Hong Kong. 130 for Yong. 114 Hong Kong. 140,000. Who would like to give me 150? We have a bid of 114 Hong Kong. 150 for Young's phone bidder. Ahead of you, Alex. Ahead of Puerto Rico and ahead of Hong Kong. 150 is a phone bid. 150,000. And advance at 150,000. Young has it. Are you bidding on this lot, Alex? Thank you. Anyone, any advance at 150,000 online, fair warning. It's selling on the phone to Young's phone at 150,000. Going once, going twice. And I say, congratulations to Young. 2034 at 150,000. Number 40, ladies and gentlemen, is for the connoisseurs, the absolute highlight. It is the historic oval that Derek Pratt, an absolute genius in terms of horology and craftsmanship, made over a period of 20 years. It's a unique, with double case, flying tourbillon, detoned escapement with remontoir à force constante, constant force escapement. The watch has never been offered publicly, and I'm delighted to start the bidding at 600,000 francs. Here with me at 600,000. At 600,000 francs, I invite you to now raise your paddles at 650,000. Thank you very much. Here's the first. Online, 650,000. 700,000 ahead of you, Alex. 700,000. 750,000. Back to the left. 750. 800,000 for Chris Yue. Ahead of you, it's 800,000 on the phone there. It's now the moment. Combien? 1 million for Clément Finet. Very elegant bidding, 1 million. Clément's opening bid. 1,100,000. Back to Chris Yue at 1,000,001. Thank you very much. 1,000,001 is here. Clément, Alex, Tiffany, 1,000,001. Ahead of you online. 1,000,001 is Chris's bid. On the phone, far left. No, 1,000,001. I don't. Don't even ask. That is the increment. Thank you very much, Alex Godby. 1,000,002. 1,200,000 for the Derek Pratt. 1,200,000. Next is 1,003,000. To all the telephones, I invite you to bid now, without hesitation. 1,002,000. If not, I'm selling with the greatest pleasure. 1,003,000. A third bidder starts, and that's Tiffany Toe at 1,300,000. 1,004,000. And don't ask me to cut increments below 2 million. 1,004,000. 1,005,000. Back to Tiffany Toe. Thank you very much indeed. 1,005,000. 1,006,000. Thank you very much, Alex Godby. 1,007,000. Tiffany Toe. 1,008,000. Alex Godby. 1,009,000. Tiffany Toe. 2 million. Alex Godby. 2 million. How much? Look what a gentleman I am. 2,000,001. I love the pace. 2,000,002. Alex Godby. 2,000,003. Tiffany Toe. 2,000,004. Alex Godby. 2,000,005. Athena. 2,000,006. Alex Godby. 'Thank you for your patience, Alex. 2,000,006 we are. Chris Young, do you need to look at you further? Thank you, gentlemen. 2,000,006. Yes, Alex, I want to hear a sign. Athena and Tiffany still ask me to hold. Natalie, are you bidding on this lot? Thank you very much. I'm just waiting. The world has waited 20 years for the watch and will need to wait another generation for it to come back. I'd hate to miss a bid. Please, Alex, do understand. Technology can be tricky at times. But now it is time to send the first warning to the two ladies on the phone bank. 2,600,000 on bid. And I say going once. 2,000,007 for Athena. I do apologize. 2,000,008. Alex, you're such a swift bidder. I find that impressive. Ladies, you're under immense pressure from Alex when it comes to pace and his bid. What I haven't figured out is how many bidders are actually represented by the two ladies. Alex, is your client okay? No. Tiff, I'm 2,000,009. Thank you very much, Alex. 3 million. Absolutely. If I may tell you an anecdote, at the preview, a collector who knows watchmaking said, this is probably the one watch that George Daniels wished he had made himself. That's how important, well-finished, complex, and unique it is. 3 million we are for Alex. Nothing's ever straightforward. You're out. I'm not saying I'm happy, but at least it's clear. You tried very hard, Tiffany. Double check. Athena, Tiffany, you're both out now. Thank you. 3 million. Anyone else? Dans le couloir? Anyone seated, standing? I'm selling. Chris, you're done? To Alex Godby, the one and only oval at 3 million francs. Huge tribute to Derek Pratt. Going once with Alex, going twice. Sold at 3 million francs. To paddle 2018. 41, ladies and gentlemen. No 80s and 90s without Nautilus. This is the 3800 in yellow gold with the champagne dial. You cannot ask for more gold on your wrist. In marvelous condition with its original certificate and box. And we start at 35, 38, 40,000, 40,000 pour vous, maître. 42,000, 42,000. The bid is on the screen in 45,000 for Nathalie Montbaron. and I have 48,000 in Hong Kong. Can you give me 50? I have 50 and I have 55 in Hong Kong. Is anyone bidding 60 in the room? Ahead of you, London, the gentleman who's quicker at 60,000. Pour la Nautilus tout en or, 60,000. And now a new bidder on the other side at 65,000. It's ahead of you, sir, against you all online. 65 is in the room, 65. 65,000, 65,000. Fair warning at 65,000. 65 it is. No more for you. Thank you very much. Online, London, US, China, 65. Going twice, still with the room bidder far left, 65,000, 70,000 Puerto Rico. 70,000. Are you saying 75? Dropping out? Thank you, sir. Puerto Rico, you're now taking the lead at 70,000. Online, 70,000. The bid is online, and I'm selling ahead of you in the room and against you on the phone at 70,000, 70,000, 70,000, sold 70,000, Puerto Rico online. Thank you so much. At 7469 is your paddle. That brings me to 42, the Frank Muller chronograph double face. And that watch is already with interest at 5,500 pour vous mettre. 6,000, 6,500, 6,500 in Switzerland with an advance bid. 6,500, 6,500, 7,000 San Jose, 7,500 Switzerland. 7,500 Switzerland has it. 7,500, 8,000 New York. New York has it at 8,000. 8,000 on bid. Any advance at 8,000? 8,500 Switzerland. Ahead of the phones, it's 8,500 in Switzerland. Ahead of the room, 9,000 New York. New York has it at 9,000. 9 it is. 9,500 Switzerland. 9,500 Switzerland has it. 10,000 New York ahead of Switzerland, and against you in the room, standing and seated. I'm selling at 10,000 to New York, Switzerland, 11,000 Switzerland. 11,000, 11,000. 12,000 New York. On two sides of the Atlantic, 12,000 interest on this Frank Muller double-face chronograph at 12,000. 12,000 at 12,000. I'm selling Switzerland. It's in New York, going once. New York has it, going twice. Switzerland, you're outbid. Fair warning, 12,000. 12,000. New York has it to paddle 7097. Number 43, the Audemars Piguet. Not just any. This is the first self-winding tourbillon ever made. The tourbillon atypically top left, and with this beautiful sunray design, reminding of a pharaoh or some sort of king with mother of pearl inlays in platinum, one of the rarest configurations there is. And many collectors understand that. And 16, 17, 18, 19,000 I'm already bid. 19,000 showing on the screen. And I have 20 from Nathalie Montbaron, but I have 20, 24, 26,000 in Arizona. Phoenix has it at 26,000. Hong Kong is coming in at 28. Phoenix has it at 30. 30,000, an advance bid. 32, UAE, Nathalie. 35 on the aisle. Ahead of Poland, 35,000 is on the aisle. In the room, 35,000. Poland. Phoenix is back at 38,000. 40,000 back on the aisle. Ahead of Phoenix, ahead of Poland, 40 is already bid in the room. 40,000 is seated. 42 UAE. 42,000. Any advance, sir? 45 Poland. You had your chance. 45 Poland. 48 could be next. Would you like to give me 48,000? Too late. 48 UAE is in. Would you like to give me 50? Thank you, sir. 48 UAE. 48 UAE has it. Ahead of Poland, ahead of Phoenix. UAE has it at 48,000. The ultra-rare Audemars Piguet Tourbillon Platinum. And 50,000, round number, Germany. Very elegant bidding. Thank you very much, Germany. 55,000, Switzerland. New online bidder. It's truly a global battle for this Audemars Piguet. 55,000 is online, Switzerland. Ahead of Germany, ahead of Poland, and ahead of UAE. Selling to Switzerland. UAE is back at 60,000. UAE at 65. Switzerland is in. I'm so pleased to see global participation for this historic watch by Audemars Piguet. 65,000 it is. In Switzerland, UAE coming back at 70,000. 70,000. 70,000 it is. Going once. Fair warning, Switzerland. And Poland. Switzerland is not done yet. 75,000. 75,000 Switzerland has it. UAE, you're outbid and the gavel is up. Would you like to come back? You do come back at 80,000. Thank you very much for your bidding. 80,000 now. 80,000. Switzerland, I'm selling it to UAE. It's now your last chance to come in at 85. Going once to the UAE. Going twice. It's online in the UAE, ahead of Switzerland. The uber rare platinum Audemars Piguet tourbillon going, last warning, 80,000. UAE has won this battle, 80,000. Congratulations, 7787. Good pace. Thank you, both bidders. Number 44, coming back to Blancpain. I'm quite relieved that we're showing this side of the watch on the screen here to my left. This is the pièce unique, but I cannot not say it, with a automaton on the back displaying an erotic scene. I think that's how we catalogued it. From the 90s, Blancpain did not have limits at the time in its creativity and adding very, very interesting mechanisms. Nous commençons avec vous, maître, à 18 000, 19 000. 19,000 is already bid with the huissier. C'est avec vous, maître, 20,000 Hong Kong. 22,000 is a commission bid. I have Redmond, Washington at 24, but a written bid at 26. 26 000, 26,000. 28,000 in Taiwan. Ahead of you, Cindy. Taiwan has it at 28. 30,000 for Libya. 30,000. 32,000 Taiwan. Please, telephones, can you be swift? 35,000 for Libya. 35 000. 35,000. 35,000, Libya has it. Cindy. Yassi. Ladies, are you bidding on this lot? Then do so now. I'm selling it otherwise to Libya's phone at 35,000. Ahead of you online. Still on the phone. 36. What a generous offer. 36,000. 37 could be yours, Libya. Same increment for everyone. 36 is left. 37 could be yours. 36, Cindy came with one bid. Anyone else bidding on this lot? Now it's the moment to raise your paddle. 37, Taiwan. 37,000 online in Taiwan. Are you bidding? You're done? Fellow Taiwanese collector. Well, clearly, this type of watch seems to be very popular in Taiwan. Cindy, you have to tell me after the auction about it. 37,000, going once, 37,000 online in Taiwan. Are you done? Sold in Taiwan, 37,000. Congratulations for this historic Blancpain. 7038 is your paddle number. And 45, we should not forget the always talented Mr. Michel Parmigiani with his wonderful Tauric perpetual calendar showing here on the screen and a retrograde date. Ladies and gentlemen, this example here is in platinum from the 90s, and we start already at 16, 17, 18,000 francs for this magnificent platinum perpetual calendar. The bid is in Germany, 18,000. Now Italy, 19,000. Italy has it at 19,000 already online, and Hong Kong is in at 20,000. 20 000, 20,000 is a Hong Kong bid. Ahead of the phones, against you in the room at 20,000. 20 000. Italy's back at 22,000. Thank you very much for your bidding. 22,000. Hong Kong, you're step behind Italy at 22,000. 24 is next, if you wish. Otherwise, I'm selling at 22,000 to my Italian online bidder. Fair warning to the room at 22,000. Italy has it at 22,000, going once. 22,000, going twice with Italy at 22,000. 22,000, sold in Italy, 22,000. Thank you. Complimenti al 7516. 7516, that is. Number 46, the Anderson unique, minute repeating, split second chronograph with retrograde date, minute counter, moon phase display, and the master of case makers, Jean-Pierre Herman, provided the case for this highly complicated wristwatch. With interest starting me at 42, 45, 48, at 50,000 francs in the US, starting at 50,000. 50 we have, but we have also 55 and 60, 65 and 70, 75 and 80, 85 and 90,000. Still with my bidder in the US at 90,000, ahead of you at 90,000. 90 we have with an advance bid in the US. During my book, Plus d'enchères pour vous mettre, 90,000 I'm bid. 90,000 I'm selling to the US at 90,000, going once, 90,000, going twice, 90,000, sold 90,000 to Florida. Thank you very much for your advance bid, 7118. Which brings me swiftly to 47, the Phoebus chronograph by Minerva. Minerva made incredible chronographs with their in-house movements. This is a limited edition of 80 pieces only from the mid-90s, which starts me already at 3,000 francs with an advance bid. 3,000, 3,000, ladies and gentlemen, in Georgia, 3,200, 3,500, 3,800, 4,000. 4,000. Georgia has it at 4,000, 4,200 in New York, 4,500 in Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia at 4,500. New York, would you like to bid 4,800? 4,500. Singapore is quicker, 4,800. Atlanta, New York, it's now on the other end of the planet, 5,000. 5,000 Switzerland. US, Asia, it's now back with the Swiss online bidder at 5,000. 5,500 Taiwan, new online bidder. 5,500. The lovely Minerva chronograph with the black dial, 5,500. 5,500 Taiwan. Any advance at 5,000, 6,000 Switzerland. Thank you very much for your bidding. 6,000 on bid. 6,000. 6,000. The Minerva chronograph at 6,000. Fair warning Singapore, fair warning US. 6,000 bid, going once. 6,000. Going twice. 6,000. Last chance at 6,000. Sold. Switzerland online, 6,000. Many thanks, 7569 is your winning paddle number. 48. I mentioned earlier how the skeletonizing of perpetual calendars and the chiseling and engraving of bridges was an art that Vacheron Constantin mastered like no other. The 43,032 in yellow gold is our next slot. And we have interest once again at 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20,000. The 20,000, 20,000 is already bid. 22 in Israel, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 35, Israel, 38. Gentlemen, 40,000 for Cindy. 40,000. 42,000. Cindy, Alex has it at 42,000. Israel, gentlemen, Cindy, I'm selling trust at 42,000. The spectacular yellow gold perpetual calendar by Vacheron Constantin at 42,000 at 42,000. Going once. Sorry? You don't have to be ashamed. 44, fair enough, 44. We're going 2,000s. Oh, now you're out. Look, Cindy, it's worth trying. 44,000. Cindy is taking the lead at 44,000. Alex, fair warning. Clément, it's going with Cindy on the other side of the room at 44,000. 44,000, 44,000 going once, going twice. 44,000. Sold to Cindy, 2056 at 44,000 francs. And 49 is our next lot. Thank you very much, Alexia. I can do that. Merci beaucoup. All good? 49, ladies and gentlemen, is, well, it's a 3970 by Breguet. It's a perpetual calendar chronograph with leap year, based on the same beautiful Lemania movement, same period. It's the famous 3617, a truly spectacular and lovely to wear wristwatch with the typical Breguet design of engine turning on the dial and the coin-edged band, starting me already at 22, 24, 26,000 francs in Switzerland. Not online, it's an advance bid at 26,000. Thank you, Hong Kong. Hong Kong is our next bid. It's an online live bid. UK at 30, 32,000 for the gentleman on the aisle. Thank you, sir. 32,000. Let's see if we're lucky on this one. 35,000 UK. 35,000 against you in the room. 38,000 China. 38,000 China. 40 would be next for you, gentlemen. 38 is China ahead. 38. I have China online against you, and 40,000 far left seated, the new bidder in the room. 40. 40,000. Merci pour votre participation. 40,000. China, it's the gentleman in the room at 40,000 ahead of you. 40,000. 40,000. 40,000. Can I sell it? It's 42,000. Clément Finet. Thank you for your bid. Now, Clément, a new leader in the room on the phone. Clément is on the 42, but the Miami is 45. Ahead of US bid, ahead of China, against you in the room. Clément, sir, fair warning. I'm selling online at 45,000. The gavel is up, Clément. Give me a sign, please. You're done. 46 in the room, 46,000. Why not? As we're late on the aisle. 46 is a room bidder. Fair warning online. Going once. With the room bidder, 47. 48 would be next. I'm selling to my room bidder on the aisle. Fair warning online. China, US, telephones. The room bidder has it at 48,000. Going once, 49. Thank you, sir. With the online bidder in Florida at 49,000. Anyone else, I'm selling. The gentleman in the room is out at 49,000. 49,000, 49,000. Sold online, 49,000. Thank you very much for your bidding. 7814. Number 50. The Daniel Roth Platinum Chronograph. Again, on the typical Daniel Roth tonneau case. It's the reference 2147 in platinum. We have interest already at 18, 19, 20,000 francs, starting me here at 20,000 francs with a bid in the US, in Florida. Florida very strong today. 22,000 San Jose, 24,000 Florida. Any advance? Are you on the phone at the very much, gentlemen, and 30,000 in Florida, and 32 would be next for the telephone, whichever side of the room it is. I have already 30,000 in the US with an advance bid. I'm looking now for 32,000. historic Cartier London that was launched in the 60s. This is the limited run. This is number 350 in yellow gold with the guarantee, with the box. And we start right away at 50,000 avec vous, maître, à 50,000. I have already 100 in Malaysia. You have to do 110 if you wish. Malaysia has already given me 100, Yong. Look at the screen. 110,000 would be next. 100 I'm bid. 100,000. 110 for Athena. Thank you very much indeed. 110,000 I'm bid now with Athena's telephone. 120 for Yong. 150. 150, why not? I accept 150 with the greatest pleasure from Yong. And 160 would be next if you wish. 150 is over here. 150,000. 150 for Yong Ho. 160 for Athena. You can again jump if you wish to 300. 160 for Athena. Thank you very much, Athena. Is Alex and Tiffany on this lot? Thank you very much. Alex Godby, are you on this lot? Thank you. You were maybe. 160 for Athena's phone. Fair warning to you in the room. 160,000, 160,000. 160. 170 Hong Kong, taking the lead and the watch away from Athena's phone. 170, back to Athena. 170,000. Athena Brass au téléphone. At 170. Am I right? 170. It's 180 now. 180 for Athena. I'm sorry, because the screen here was slow. 180. Two screens were contradicting each other. 180. Thank you, Athena. Online, would you like to come back? It's now back to the phone bidder at 180,000. Alex, still a chance for you to come in. All done. I'm selling to Athena's phone. 180,000 going once. 180,000 with Athena. Morning. 180. 190. Thank you very much indeed. 190. I was looking in the wrong direction. Young morning, Athena. It's now online. 200,000, 200. 195. I know you will punish me on Monday if I say no, so I better say yes now. 195. Athena's phone. But 200,000 Portugal. And now we're in that vicious circle of going in fives. Would you like to give me 205, Athena? No. 200,000, 200,000. Portugal has it going once. Still with Portugal, going twice at 200,000, 200,000. Sold to Portugal, 200,000. Thank you, Athena, for your wonderful bidding. 7649 is the winning bidder in Portugal. Number 52. Ladies and gentlemen, this is to many from all different walks of life, the most wonderful semi-vintage, most beautiful semi-vintage collector's watch by Patek Philippe, the 3974. First automatic perpetual calendar minute repeater Patek Philippe did. And this is only one of 5 known examples in white gold, as rare as it gets, as beautiful as it gets, the purest DNA of Patek Philippe with the original certificate. And we start at 420,000 francs. I have 450 for you. 500 for Isabella, but I have 550 in Israel, and I have 600 in Switzerland and 650 in Israel, you were saying? 700,000 for Thomas Perazzi. Clear and understand it? 700,000. Fierce bidding. 750. Tiffany was faster than Young. 750 now, ahead of Israel, ahead of Switzerland. 750 for Tiffany To. 780, of course. 800,000 for Thomas Perazzi. Freestyle bidding, I'm okay with that. 800 we have for Young. 800 on bid. Over here to my left. Are the room bidders satisfied? Yes. Yes, I know. But I need to check if the others are dropping out. They're doing math. They're doing calculations. Tiffany, can I start with you? Give me a sign. 850 Malta. New online bidder, Malta at 850. Ahead of you. And you see, Thomas, now I'm also elegant towards you and I'm not putting pressure on you unnecessarily. as the dial on the Patek Philippe 2526 says, do unto others what you don't want others unto you. Gentlemanly, 850 Malta, you have it. Tiffany, give me a sign if you're in or out. 880 would be an incredible nice increment. 880, Thomas Perazzi. 880, beautiful bid. Tiffany's hanging up. Gentlemen in the room, can I quickly have your confirmation that you're done? Are you done? He doesn't know yet. You're done. In the race, then I think it's a good moment to bid. Your boss will not like if you wait longer. 880. Malta, would you like to bid 900? Thomas Perazzi has it at 880. Young, it's now or never. Thomas, do not what you do to me, what you don't want me to you. 880. But I take the gavel up and I give a fair warning to Young. He's out. Tiffany, out. The gentleman in the room, out. Online, it's now or never. Thomas Perazzi has it at 880,000. Going once. Going twice. Fair warning online. 880. Sold to Thomas Perazzi. 2013 at 880,000. Compliments, congratulations to your client. I hope everybody's happy with the outcome. 53, the Royal Oak Perpetual Calendar. A fresh to the market. Full platinum, 2568. $110,000. I can take 135, but I don't see the sense in it. But who would like to say 140, 135 is Isabella? Are you bidding, Natalie? 140 is bid by Natalie. 140,000. 140,000. 140,000. Any advance, 140,000? Nathalie Montbaron has this magnificent perpetual calendar in platinum by Audemars Piguet. 140,000, 140,000. Con Nathalie, against you online and against you, Isabella. Who will give me more than 140? I am selling it to Nathalie at 140,000. All done, room bidders. 145,000, Greece. 150, Nathalie Montbaron. Thank you very much, Nathalie. 150,000, Greece. Would you like to come back? You've been a very clever bidder with the 145 bid. Did maybe not think that Nathalie was so swift, but 155 is possible. 150,000, 155, Greece. Thank you very much. 155,000, 155. Nathalie, not swift this time, so I'm selling to Greece at 155,000. 155,000 online. Greece won it. Thank you very much in comments. 155 to paddle number 7090, which brings you to lot number 54. And 54, ladies and gentlemen, is the absolutely spectacular Lange & Söhne in stainless steel, a watch that quite officially was never made, but then admitted that it was made. And this one here is in absolutely, virtually unworn, brand new condition. Still having the sticker on the back. The strap was never mounted, and the watch has impeccable provenance, sold many years ago at Phillips in New York. Ladies and gentlemen, I can start this with great pleasure at 100, 110, 120,000. 120,000, 120,000, 120,000. I'm already bid in Australia. Australia has it at 120,000. 120,000, 120,000, 120,000. Any advance? 130 China. 140,000 Australia. Thank you, Australia. I have 140,000 now in Australia. China, will you come back? Cindy, are you bidding on this lot? No, thank you very much. Clément, are you bidding on this lot? I have 140 in Australia before China comes in. Clément, are you bidding? 150, thank you very much. 150,000 for Clément Finet. 160,000 in Australia. 160, 170 is next. 160,000 Australia has it. Are you bidding on this lot? Any further? China, it's in Australia this time at 160,000. 160,000. 160. Clément, I'm going to rush you. Thank you very much. 160 Australia. I'm selling to Australia. Clément, fair warning and no regrets. The Langenzone stainless steel, 170 standing in the doorway. Thank you very much for your bidding. A new bidder standing, but you see it yourself. 180 is here on the screen, back to Australia. Can you give me 190? I have to insist on 190, I regret, sir. 190, and I will insist on 200 on the next bid. I'll be fair. 190. Thank you very much. The next bid would be 200. Clément, are you done? Arthur Touchot, are you done? 190 with the gentleman standing in the doorway. 190. All done with the phone bank. 190 is here. China, fair warning. I'm selling. Australia, fair warning. The gentleman has it at 190, going once. Fair warning, 190, going twice. So to you, sir. Thank you very much. To paddle 15. Well done and congratulations for the steel Lange. 155. We also have the platinum version of the 3970, the platinum version with black dial and tiny diamond hour markers. Certainly, it has the second case back box and certificate. And we start this right away at 65,000 francs right away with a Swiss advance bid. 65,000, 70,000 Germany. I have 70,000 in Germany, ladies and gentlemen. 70,000 is in Germany. Any advance at 70,000, 75,000. Thank you very much, Nathalie. 75,000, 80,000 now. 85,000 back to Nathalie ahead of you. 85,000 Germany. It's not with you now. 85,000, 85,000. 90,000 Hong Kong. New bid online ahead of Germany, ahead of Switzerland. Not with the phone bank. Arthur, are you bidding on this lot? Would be a great moment to join us now. 95,000. Thank you, Arthur. Ahead of Hong Kong, 95,000. New telephone with Arthur Touchot. 95,000. Hong Kong, would you like to give me 100 for the Platinum 3970? We can clearly see there's an uptick in interest in 3970s. And 95,000 is now with Arthur. Any advance, Hong Kong, any advance room bidders at 95,000. Going with Arthur Touchot at 95,000. The gavel is up, 95, selling to Arthur on the phone, fair warning, 95,000, sold 2063 at 95,000, which brings us swiftly to 56, the Ulysse Nardin, and this was absolutely the most innovative perpetual planetarium wristwatch, ladies and gentlemen, the Planetarium Copernicus. And from the 90s, we start right away with interest at 14, 15, 16,000 francs here. At 16,000 francs in Indonesia, ladies and gentlemen, we have 16 already bid. I'm looking for 17,000. Any advance at 16,000, the bid is in Indonesia at 16,000 francs Swiss. 17,000 Hong Kong. Thank you very much. Indonesia, you have been outbid by Hong Kong. It's ahead of you, Natalie, on the phone. It's against you, Cindy. Are you bidding on this lot? 18,000 Hong Kong. Who is the telephone? Arthur? Natalie? Are you bidding, Natalie, on this lot? Wait. Just wait for Natalie. 18,000. 18,000. Natalie dropped out. 18,000. The bid is in Hong Kong. Anyone else at 18,000? I'm delighted to sell the planetarium. 19,000 in California. Brand new bidder. Ahead of my Asian online bidder. 19,000. California has it at 19,000. Is my Asian online bidder coming back against the American West Coast-based online bidder? Brooklyn is joining now. The East Coast is also interested at 20,000. Brooklyn has it for the spectacular planetarium. 20,000 on bid. 20,000, 20,000. Any more than 20,000? Still on the phone for this, Athena? Give me a sign. I'm selling at 20,000 to Brooklyn, ahead of California. Not yet, 22,000. California's back. Is Young, Cindy on the phone for this lot? Thank you both. Indeed. New York, Natalie, Athena. I'm selling to California at 22,000, 22,000 to San Mateo, California. Going once, 22,000, going twice. Sold 22,000. Thank you, California. Thank you, Brooklyn. 7366 is your paddle. And 57 is next. And this is the skeleton or see-through minute repeater in platinum by Audemars Piguet. We had already the star wheel. This one we have the transparent glass dial with the beautiful chiseled bridges in platinum. Fabulous watch. We start with interest already at 22, 25, 28, 30,000 francs. 30,000 is an advance bid that starts me ahead of you in the room. And 32 Singapore, 35 back to London, 38 Nathalie Maubaron, 38,000 the floor bid, 40,000 Ober in Alabama, 42,000 the phone banks, 42,000 ahead of you. Sweden, 45,000, 48,000 Natalie. Natalie, very good shape today. Sweden, Alabama, Portland, Oregon, 50, making it a round bid. Thank you very much. 55, Natalie goes on. Ahead of UAE, ahead of Sweden, ahead of Portland. 60 UAE, now leading. 60,000. UAE has it. 65 Singapore, Natalie. You're out. It's all happening online. Great bidding. 65,000 Singapore. And Chris UAE is warming up, it seems. 65,000. Sweden, Portland, 65,000 Singapore is leading. Give me a sign if you're in or out. Dialing. Issues. 65,000 Singapore. Phone banks, are you done? Singapore has it. And now we have Yassi at 70,000. Brand new telephone on the left side of the room ahead of you online. I'm afraid new phones are coming up at 70,000 seated. Yassi has it at 70. Online. It's far left on the phone bank with Yassi. Going once, fair warning. The gavel is up. Going twice. Are you done? And now a brand new bidder standing ahead of you in Singapore, 75,000. I'm afraid the gentleman's paddle was up, 75, but Yassi's 80,000. 85 could be yours, standing or online. I'm looking at both of you until my head turns. Are you bidding, sir? 85? Yes, you are. Paddle 15 at 85,000. Yassi, you saw it yourself. 90,000 to telephone. 90,000. Yassi's phone against you standing. Would you like to say 95? No. That was a clear answer. I appreciate it. 90,000. Online, fair warning. Chris, all sorted. Yassi, you win it at 90,000. Going once, fair warning. 95. Not yet. The gentleman is back with paddle 15 at 95,000. And 100,000. Thank you very much, sir. 100,000, Yassi's phone has it. 100,000, 100,000, 100,000. And now a brand new telephone at 110 with Young. 110,000. Young has it. Ce l'ha Young a 110,000, ahead of Yassi. What is your paddle number? 007. Oh. Young. You're bidding? 120. 120. Yassi came back ahead of you. 130. Back to Young. 130,000, 130,000. Ce l'ha Young. Would you like to bid, sir? Yes, you. Per la coalizione Schäfer. 140. Yassi. 150 for Young. 170 with immense pleasure. Thank you, Yassi. 170,000. 200,000 for Young. Much appreciated your classy bidding. All eyes are on Yassi's phone. The gavel is up. I'm selling to Young at 200,000. Yas is checking. Are you done? You are done. 007 Young has it at 200,000, going once, going twice. Sold to Young to 2007 at 200,000. 58. We're moving now to the historic, and I will explain why, perpetual calendar by Daniel Roth. And it is historic because no one lesser than Mr. Philippe Dufour worked with Daniel Roth to make this watch come true, so we understand. And I think in the catalog we have a lovely underdial view that shows the complexity of this perpetual calendar. From 1994, we start the bidding right away at 22, 25, 28,000 francs with an advance bid. Combien? 30,000 for Monsieur Perazzi, and 32,000 with an advance bid in Florida. 32,000. 35, 38, ahead of New York. 38, we have 40,000, 42,000 in Florida. 42,000, 42,000. 42,000, Florida has it at 42,000. Ahead of you in the room, 45, Florida 48, ahead of New York, and 55 I have in Florida. 55,000, give me 60. I'm already bid 55,000. 55,000. 55,000, Thomas? No, out of respect to the advance bidder, because you understand an advance bidder cannot do the same. 60 would be next, out of fairness. Do guide your client well. 55 it is. 60,000, much appreciated. And now Florida seems to be out. Well done, Thomas Perazzi. 60,000 to your phone bidder. Alex Godby, Arthur Tuchot, all good. Gentlemen in the room, checking. I think I can sell it to Thomas's phone at 60,000. Who? Singapore, 65,000. As you know, Thomas, as an auctioneer, I have no way of knowing what's coming. However, Thomas, I make you an offer. I can now split the bid. And you know why? Because online, live can come back. You're out. 65,000. Singapore is delighted. Going once, 65,000. Going twice, 65,000. Online to Singapore. Thank you very much for your bidding. 7291. Which brings me swiftly to the Vacheron Constantin. And this is definitely a game changer. It is the Mercator reference 43050 that was made to commemorate the 400th anniversary of Gerardus Mercator. And of course, as everybody can see, this is the Eastern Hemisphere showing Europe, Asia, and Africa, and not America, as stated by mistake in the catalog. Even the genius people at Phillips can get it once in a while wrong. And thank you very much for your kind laughter, Tiffany. And we start this gorgeous Vacheron Constantin at 15,000 francs, ladies and gentlemen, with an advance bid. Ahead of you, phone bidders, à 15,000, 16,000 Washington, combien? 17, 18, 18 Bahrain. Any advance? 19 Hong Kong, 20 Thomas Perazzi, 22 Bahrain, 24 Redmond, Washington, 26 Bahrain, 26,000 I have. 26,000, still waiting for the telephones. 28 Alex Godby, 30,000 Bahrain. My bidder in Bahrain has it at 30,000. Avant Thomas, avant Alex. Selling it to my advanced bidder in Bahrain, ahead of Godby and ahead of Perazzi. Perazzi's already hanged up the line. Alex, all eyes are on you. Going once to Bahrain. Going twice. 32,000. Just in time. Monsieur Godby, 32,000. 32,000 online. It's now your chance to come back. Otherwise, the phone bank will take it at 32,000. The gavel is up at 32,000, going once. 32,000 going twice. Going to Monsieur Godby at 32,000. Sold to 2029. Thank you very much indeed at 32,000. Which brings me to number 60. Another incredible strike of genius of the late Gerald Genta with the perpetual calendar, minute repeating tourbillon wristwatch in white gold. And not just the hooded lugs have this remarkable etched tube shape, but the strap every centimeter or so has another platinum white gold tube mounted. It's from 1993, we think, and we start with interest already at 22, 24, 26, 28,000 francs, 30,000 standing, 32,000 is an advance bid in Florida, 35, 38, 40, I have already standing, 42,000. Advance bid in the US, 42,000. 45. Are you bidding, Alex? 48. Thank you, sir. 48,000 I have. Any advance from the telephones? Alex, Chris. Are you bidding on this lot, Chris? Then it's maybe a good moment to say what your plans are. 50 I have, and Florida comes in at 55. Would you like to say 60? I have 55,000. And now we have 60 in Singapore and 65 in Florida. And 70 in Singapore. 70,000 Singapore. 70,000 Singapore it is. 70,000 Singapore. Chris, fair warning. Online Singapore has it. Alex, are you done? I'm selling to Singapore. Chris, now or never. Going once. Singapore. Online, going twice. Thank you, Chris. In Singapore, and the last warning. Sold 70,000. Thank you, Singapore, for your patience. 7291 is your paddle today. And 61 comes next. And this is another incredible strike of genius of Mr. Beaver, as he brought out in the late 80s, actually years before the 5004 by Patek Philippe came, because it is the split-second perpetual calendar chronograph, and here cased in platinum. Highly wearable, such a wonderful size. We start on this one with 18,000 francs with an advance bid, and I have 19 in the room and 20 in Switzerland with an advance bid, 22, 24, 26,000. I have 26,000 seated in the room here. 26 I'm bid, 28 in New York, and 30 seated in the room. Ahead of you online in New York, I have 32 in New York. Thank you, sir, for your bidding in the room. New York has it at 32,000. 32,000. Anyone standing, anyone seated? It's an online bid at 32,000, and I'm going to sell it, as the gentleman says he's fine the way things are, at 32,000 to my online bidder in New York. The gavel is in my hands, going once to New York at 32,000, going twice, 32,000, fair warning. There it is at 32,000, New York. Online, thank you very much indeed for your bidding in the room, and online New York 7097. Which brings me to the 5020. Well, I liked to watch a lot since I first saw it myself some 30 years ago at Chronometry Bayer in Zurich. I guess the 5020 is the cousin of the 3970, just not with a classic shape, but the highly attractive cushion shape. This version here is in pink gold, even rarer. We start with interest already at 80, 85, 90, 95,000, and 100,000 francs with an advance bid in Boca Raton. 100,000 is bid straight away with an advance bid showing here. Now we have Singapore 110. Singapore is bidding 110,000 ahead of you, Florida, 110. And against you on the phones, who is my phone bidder? Is it Young or is it Alex or Clément? 110 or Arthur? Arthur it is. Make yourself seen now for the 50-20 in pink gold. It's online in Singapore. Are you coming in? Arthur, the gavel is up. 120, that was Young, ahead of Singapore and ahead of Arthur Tuchot. 120,000. Arthur still with us? Good. Please, can you say 130? Or Singapore? First come, first serve. 130 now, Clément Finet. A new telephone for the 50-20 in pink. 130,000. 130,000. 130,000. 114 Singapore. 150, Arthur, Clément, Young, it could be yours, but 140 Singapore at this moment. And you know, if somebody else says 150, next would be 160. If you insist, Arthur, yes, I take it. I can see his insisting look. 150 for Clément. Now we go in fives. Young, are you still with us? Thank you very much. So I don't need to turn around all the time. The two gentlemen on the phone back and Singapore, 155 is next. 155, Arthur Tuchot. 155, standing for Arthur's phone. Clément, Singapore, 160 could be next. Clément, Singapore. Clément is out. Singapore. Now the gavel is up because it's Arthur's watch at 155,000 and I'm selling to the phone bank, far right, with Arthur Tuchot, 155,000, 155,000, 160 Singapore. 160. Another lesson that splitting the bids is never a good strategy. But hey, people don't listen to me. C'est ma vie. 160, Singapore has it, Arthur. I must put some pressure on you now. 165 could be yours. I'm selling to Singapore. 165. Now it is back to Arthur. Singapore, 170 could be yours. 170 accepted by Singapore. Thank you for your swift bidding. Arthur, 175 is the next one. It's served to you in a silver tray. Are you bidding? The gavel is up at 170,000 in Singapore. Going once. 175. Back to Arthur's telephone. 175,000. 180 back to Singapore. Arthur. Keep the pace. Singapore is leading at 180. 180,000 francs ahead of you for the 50-20. 185 with pleasure. Thank you, Arthur, on your phone. 185. And 190 Singapore. $190,000. Arthur, it's Singapore who has it. 195. First warning. Second warning. You're out. Singapore, you seem to be the winner at 190,000, 190,000, 190. Thank you both bidders, 190,000 francs. And that's 7291, which brings me swiftly to 63. And this Breguet chronograph is one of the most beautiful collector's watches from the 90s. It's a 3237 with the onyx hour ring. It's not just black painted or so, it's onyx, ladies and gentlemen. Extremely rare. We start right away at 16, 17, 18,000 francs in Singapore and 19,000 in New York. We have already an online bet. San Jose, 20,000. It's happening online ahead of the phone banks. 22,000 New York. 22,000 New York, 24,000 Taiwan. On two opposite continents, fierce interest. Now UK joins at 26,000. 26,000. 28,000 New York, 28,000. 30,000 China. Global interest for this spectacular Breguet. with Onyx. Saudi Arabia. Now we have the first Middle Eastern bidder at 32,000 on this lot. So we have 6 countries and 3 continents. It's beautiful. 32,000, Saudi Arabia. Telephone bids. Now it's a good moment to come in when online is taking a pause. 32,000. 35,000, Alex. Do you accept? Yeah. 48,000. Back to you, gentlemen in the room. 48,000. 48. Who's giving me 50? $48,000. Thank you, Alex. Saudi Arabia. One phone is down, but it's the collector in the room who's leading the group. 48,000. Online, are you all done at 48,000 for this spectacular brigade with Onyx on the dial at 48,000? China, Japan, Taiwan, all done. Going once with my collector in the room. 48,000. Going twice at 48,000. 48,000. 48,000. Sold 48,000 to paddle 113 to my collector seated front left. Thank you for your bidding. 64 is a spectacular new discovery, as it is the first and previously unknown reference 3979 in 18 karat pink gold. For truly, literally over 20 years, every auction catalog said that this reference was only made in yellow gold with very, very few examples in white gold and platinum. And there we are finding a pink gold piece that, in Mr. Stern's own words, has the best sound as the copper. It gives it the warmest sound when mixed with gold. This watch is fresh to the market, has the second case back, purchase receipts, certificate of origin, and I started 140, 50, 60, 70, 80,000 francs right away in the UAE with an advance bid. 180,000 francs. 200,000 for Cindy Yen. 200,000 ahead of you, Japan. 220 seated in the front row. 220. 220,000. Any advance at 220? 220, the bid is here, front right. With the gentleman bidder, now we have 240 far right behind you, sir. 240,000 for the only pink gold 3979 the world has ever seen or heard of. 240,000. Any advance from the telephone bidders at 260? No, 260 would be the accurate increment. And I will defend the same increment to you, Livia. Thank you very much indeed. 260 it is. We're just at the low estimate. 280,000 back to my room bidder seated. There you are, Livia. 280,000, 280,000 in the room with a collector at 280,000. Let me check the telephones on both sides, not to miss anyone. Tiffany, are you bidding on this lot? I have 280 seated with the collector seated. Clément, Arthur, Livia is signaling. She's still in the race. But I'm 300,000, thank you very much indeed. Livia's bid at 300 on the telephone. It's on the phone bank with Livia's phone at 300,000. Tiffany, are you on the next lot? I get it. 300,000 ahead of you, sir. Now, I would just like to have a clear sign from you if you're bidding or if you're satisfied. You're giving me one more bid. The gentleman is nodding at 320,000 francs. Thank you very much, Livia, for your bidding. 320,000. Online, Japan, UAE, you were there trying to squeeze your bids in. It's now slowing down in the room at 320, and now could be your opportunity to flag your interest at 320,000 francs. I'm saying fair warning online. I'm saying fair warning to everyone at 320,000 francs. I'm selling with immense pleasure to the room bidder at 320,000, going once. Fair warning online. Going twice, the one and only 39.79 in rose gold. Sold to the gentleman in the room. Thank you very much for your bidding, sir. Paddle 182. And my sincerest congratulations to you, sir. And now the final lot. We cannot not celebrate as the highlight of the end of the session here, the Philippe Dufour duality. It's the last example ever made. It's unique in its satin finished platinum case, gray soleil semi-matte dial, and rose gold hour markers and hands. It's the one and only that he made as the last one, and a true tour de force in watchmaking. I'm not going to go into explaining you the differential gear between the two escapements. Starting with the huissier at 600,000 francs with a commission bid, une enchère écrite à 600,000 avec vous, maître. 600,000 I'm bid, and I'm now looking for the next increment, which is 650,000. Who's going to bid on this one? If not, I will give it to the huissier. If you do not bid now, 600,000. 650 for the gentleman seated front right. 700,000 for the written bid. Thank you, sir, for your bidding. 700,000, the bid is here. Ahead of you, sir, 700 is here. Are there telephones, or can I sell the huissier? 700,000 is bid. 700,000. Any advance? There are 3 telephones. Any advance? 700,000. 750, far right. I have 800 from the huissier. Give me 850, please. 800,000 sont déjà proposés par vous, maître. 800 is here. Tiffany, Livia, it's yours to decide who will win the watch. 850 is next, just to be very clear. 800,000. Anyone on the phone bank over there? 800,000 is here. Are you done, Livia? Thank you very much for your bidding. So it's now Tiffany who can decide if she wants it at 850 or if we sell it to the commission bidder. 850, brand new bidder in the room. Strategic mistake from the 900,000. It's okay. 900,000, 950,000. 950 is in the room. Collector in the room. Ahead of you, Tiffany. Looking for a beautiful round number from anyone. It's the last lot. And if you do not bid, the gentleman will be going home with a big smile on his face. 950. Fair warning to anyone who might have interest. Flag it now. The gavel is up at 950. 1 million Malta. New bidder online. But I'll take 1,050,000 if you wish. We can continue in 50s. $1 million is Malta. Would you like to bid 1,050,000? Yes, you do. Paddle 113 says 1,050,000. Are you still with us on this lot, sir? Yes? No, thank you very much. 1,050,000. Malta, would you like to say 1,001,000? The bid is here, front left. Front left seated with the collector, Malta, and the gavel is up at 1,050,000. And I say fair warning. The gavel is in my hands. Malta, it's ahead of you. 1,001,000. 1,150,000. Malta, It's 150 in the room, ahead of you online. Telephones, any advance? 1,200,000. Would you like to bid 1,250? You're done? Thank you for your bidding. 1,200,000 Malta has it. And I say once more, the gavel is up. Malta online, 1,200,000. Going once. Should I look at you or should I not look at you? No more, 1,200,000. Malta, fair warning to you in the room, on the phone, selling 1,200,000 to Malta online. Last chance, the last lot of today's sale. Sold online, 1,200,000. Thank you and congratulations. 7171 is your paddle. Please note that the jewelry and the watch viewing remain open tomorrow morning for you, and we welcome you back here in this room no later than 2 p.m. for the Geneva Watch Auction 20 Session 1. Have a good evening.
And
stay healthy.
there
And see you
we
tomorrow.
have it. The conclusion of the Phillips Reloaded, the rebirth of watchmaking from the 1980s and 1990s. Let's I'm going to take an opportunity to review a few of the key lots from this auction. From my perspective, there were several that were very interesting. The first of which was this Abel full gold chronograph. This was popularized in the 1980s, as you can see right here, as worn by Don Johnson, portraying Sonny Crockett in the series Miami Vice on NBC. This sold for 17,000 Swiss francs, all in with the buyer's premium. This is an absolutely gorgeous watch, extremely symmetrical, and that very special wave bracelet is so iconic. Very, very cool watch. And then you had the original Rainbow Daytona, which was before the Rainbow Daytona was even productionalized. There was a commission of a special Daytona. This is the only version that features this movement, and this is a custom Daytona before the actual production model, with a different bezel, with a different number of gems around the bezel. This model features this movement uniquely. No other Rainbow Daytona has this one, and sold for 5.5 million Swiss francs. And then I think the last highlight of the auction today was, I think it was lot 14. This FP Jorn. What's up, Mr. G? What's up?
What's up?
This FP Jorn crushed it.
That's the new record, a new world record.
New world record for FP Jean. 7 with the buyer's premium and all the fees and everything in there. 7.3 million Swiss francs.
So crazy.
This is crazy. I guess this was the first
ever. Yeah.
This was the first ever tourbillon that FP Jean ever did.
Right.
Yeah. Yes, no other model has defined the life of a watchmaker in such a manner. This is the model that launched Francois Paul Journe's career as a watch brand in 1999 with a 20-piece subscription set. So this was the original. This is engraved number 15 of 93 on the dial. So this was the first ever tourbillon ever done by FP Journe.
There's a rumor say FP Journe themselves is involved in this bidding, but I don't know.
Oh, how do you know that? But he's certainly rich enough, to be able to do something like that. But I don't know. Do you believe these kind of conspiracy theories?
No, I just saying because this watch I think it was auctioned last year as well. Was like maybe on 3 million. I forgot the exact number. But this
Yeah.
year is double.
Double. Yeah, FP Journe is hot, but I think it's fair to assume that there may be, just to be cynical, there may be a little bit of trickery. There may be a little bit of shadiness going on with these inflated prices. But who's to say? I don't know. This one, it looks old, that's for sure. It looks kind of beat up. Oxidized.
Yeah,
The dial is
it's from
the brass
20,
dial is kind of like oxidized.
25 years ago, right? It
Yep.
was made.
John D's in the chat. John D says, will FP Journe be one of the great artists in watchmaking where his posthumous sales are a deep multiple of today's auction prices? In other words, after the is dead and gone, will his watches sell for way over what they're selling now? Never know. I don't know. But you're a big fan of FP Journe. Like so many others, are waiting for a chronometra
Yeah,
uh,
still on the
Havana.
line, and we see what happened. I really don't know because right now it's still a lot of people waiting, and
I think
with all the face Meta's owner, you know, wearing one, the thing is getting worse.
Yeah, FP Journe is definitely one where there's limited production and extremely high demand. Because the prices are outrageous at list, right? They're 30, 40, 50,000. Some of them are 80, 100, but they're not like Debitoon starts at 80 or 90,000. You can't even
Right,
get
their
it.
price it's more reasonable. You're right,
Yeah, FP Journe is a little bit more reasonable.
a little bit more. Yeah.
Yeah. They're even cheaper than like Simone Brett and Reshep, right? Those are like start at 50,000, I think.
Yeah. So
There's
yeah.
you get picked for one of these watches, one that when it's reasonable, you're shelling out only 30 or 40,000.
And they are the only brand never show their retail price online. Just crazy.
Yep.
The chronometry Sovereign, it was 35,000 like 2018. Right now it's 45.
Mm.
The entry model.
So they're raising prices.
Yeah.
Nothing special on the back.
Yeah, it's a big play.
It's a big plate, and then you take off the plate, and that's what you see. Nothing.
Yeah. Take out a praise, another play.
Yep. Anyway, thanks for jumping on, but I think I'm
Yeah.
going to call it. It was a good
Yeah.
auction, and I don't know if we're going to do the other auctions. They're going to be really, really long, but we got some really good auctions coming up. I'll just check out Phillips, Sotheby's, and Christie's, and we have auctions starting. We have more auctions tomorrow, and Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. And stay tuned. We'll be doing a special unboxing show tonight on, I believe, simulcast on the Watch Colony channel and the original OC channel. So we might have some unboxings tonight. It's Friday
Sounds
night.
good. Sounds good.
Thanks, G, for hopping on.
Yeah.
Thanks everybody for watching. Upvote on the way out. Thanks everybody for all of your support and your super chats. I want to thank Johnny O. I want to thank BW for his member super chat, as well as a big orange $20 super chat. SE, thank you. Johnny O again, another one from SE, and Mr. G back as a member. Thank you very much, G.
No
All
problem.
right.
Thanks for covering.
Have a great day, everyone. Enjoy your Friday. We'll be back at you next time. Peace out.
Bye bye.
Bye.